Friday morning. It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, folks. As we got OTAs going on, jam-packed sports weekend. Most importantly, Dale's trying to figure out still how to spell the winning word in the Scripps National Spelling Bee. Won by a 14-year-old yesterday, Dale, in a lightning round, and Dale's still trying to put how you put an E and an A in there and a Q. Dale Hellestrae, everybody.
Kind of interesting, Steve. Your mind and my mind were going in the same direction because I was going to give you that word.
Well, you're trying to figure out how to spell it.
See if you're smarter than a 14-year-old.
Well, give it to me.
I think you have no chance.
Wait,
You
underestimate me.
Underest you?
You underestimate me.
I sat and had lunch with two of the more brilliant Dawson alumni yesterday.
We lead the group, man. We lead the group.
That was kind of crazy.
It was good. It was fun getting caught up on Father Dale and his exploits.
Jeez. Boy, so what year did you graduate?
95.
05, 15, 32 years later, 31
like that,
years later.
Yeah.
Oh, Father Dale.
And I knew of him, but I didn't know any of that. I didn't hang out over there.
Yes, you did.
I didn't hang out. I used St. Timothy's to park at.
Yeah, you parked there.
If you don't know, Father Dale, Holmberg talks about it all the time on his show, but he was one of those priests caught. He was like a high up dude, too. Like, he was going to be like whatever the next step up is.
Yeah, bishop.
Yeah, he got caught having fun with some underage kids, namely boys.
Yeah,
and stuff like that, and ended that career and whatnot. Right across the street from Dobson.
So Steve supposedly only parked his car in the parking lot, but
only for half a school year until February till the end of that year, whenever I got my license.
We finally found out that Steve also helped himself to some of the wine in the back. And
well, you got to get comfortable if you're gonna get touched by a priest. You got to get comfortable, if you know what I mean.
But anyways, I thought you would be. I didn't think you'd even look at the spelling bee because that's something like smart guys like I followed it.
The only reason I clicked on it and know anything about it is because it said it ended in a different format, a lightning round, and I was like, "What?
Wow!
What is a lightning round?" So what did they do? Have a tie?
They had a tie, so it was a 2-man playoff. 2-person playoff.
Thank you, because the girl won it.
And it used to go up until 3-4 years ago. It used to go back and forth. You get a word, spell it correctly. Yeah. I get a word.
Yeah, it
back
just keeps
to
going.
You.
Yeah.
And now they tried the last 3 years. If there's a tie, then it's a lightning round. You spell as many words correctly in a minute and a half as you can.
Oh, really? So they just give you a bunch of words?
Yeah, it's rapid fire.
So that's why the kid missed an easy one? The kid that lost?
I think so.
He missed caliper.
Calipers.
Even I know how to spell that.
Calipers.
Yeah, he missed that? But that's why he missed it.
Yes.
They were just throwing words at him. So you can't stand there for 5 minutes going, can I get a definition?
And
okay.
Yeah. So
that's the only reason I know what happened in the spelling bee was I saw that ending, and I was like, really? When did they start doing that? Yeah.
So the winning word,
yep.
Steve, and I like. Oh, you're looking at it.
No, I can't find it. I was trying to, but I can't find it. Give it to me.
It's bromocryptine.
Oh, dude, I use that every day.
And now you're supposed to give me origin.
Yeah, what is the origin?
I don't know the origin, but I know that the definition.
Okay, give it to me that.
Steve, it's a polypeptide of which you take some of those. Alkaloid.
Oh, my God. The definition has even bigger words.
That mimics the activity of dopamine.
Okay, so great. And we all know, those of you that watch McCollum on Business, you know how much I love medical terms.
Bromocryptine. Are you better at medical terms or at MMA wrestlers?
Probably about the same.
From Russia.
It's probably about the same. Because I still don't understand how you get Smith from ZQEULMNO. Yeah.
Bromocriptine.
BRO.
You're looking at it.
No, I'm really not. I can't find
Okay.
it. I've been scrolling up and down this article trying to find it. But come on, bromo. Come on. So, repeat the word again.
Bromocriptine.
It better not be a silent E in here. BROMO. Repeat the word.
Cryptine.
CRYPTINE. Bromocriptine.
So close. Why would you put a Y in there?
Because I didn't ask. You didn't know the origin.
Oh, that would have helped.
So I went with one of those origins that have Y's in words.
It's Latin is the origin.
So it's I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good. Bromocriptine. I'm happy that I pronounced it correctly.
I could take out any of those 14-year-old little snotty-nosed kids right there. Look at that.
BROMOCRIPTINE.
Yeah, I put a Y because I just assumed it was an English.
You know what assume spells, Stephen?
Well, I asked for origin and you didn't have it.
Oh.
Look, I don't know. Look at me go.
Congratulations, Steve. Happy for you. You get $52,500.
But that's a scholarship, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it's cash or scholarship.
Oh, because it used to be just scholarships towards your Harvard degree or Yale or whatever you're going to.
You mean they're not going to Arizona State?
They're not testing for the community college, Long Beach Community College or anything like that. That's for sure. That was a winning word, huh?
Yeah. Easy peasy, Steve.
He says, Robert says, the whole dang spelling bee should have been done lightning round style. Would cut it down to an hour without all the questions and blah, blah, blah by the old people. That's the other thing about it. When I used to watch that a lot. Just the old people trying to, make them feel at ease and stuff. Like, all right, nerd, you're not helping, creepy, nerdy guy.
So here's the thing, Steve. As I read about it, and I'd read about it once a year when this national spelling bee.
I didn't even know. I usually know it's coming up. I had no idea it was happening.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
But as you read about it, Steve, spelling bee aficionados and baseball fans are one and the same. They could do crossovers.
Yeah, that's why I hate baseball.
Because they are. So they want things to stay the same. Everybody's up in arms with the speed round.
I don't get it either.
They don't want to change.
It's dumb. Why change? Why change it?
Are you a baseball fan or spelling bee? Both. I'm both. I love spelling bees and I love baseball.
I'm not opposed to changes. Like the pitch clock edition was what saved baseball.
Yeah, but there's still some old timers.
Yeah, some old timers. But I'm one of those old timers. The Ghost Runner's the stupidest thing. I get it. It's regular season.
Yeah.
If anything, you should just implement ties if you don't want games to go 17 innings, instead of a Ghost Runner, in my opinion, and stuff like that. But at the same time, spelling lightning round fundamentally changes it.
Yeah. See, Steve, you
fundamentally
preach.
Changes it. Is it spelled the word correctly, the hard word that nobody uses in their life correctly, or is it how fast can you spell words?
You preach, Stephen.
Stupid.
You got the platform, although you'd have missed the winning word.
Yeah, but I would have got calipers.
No, you wouldn't, though. Yeah. Not in a hurry.
Yeah,
you'd be so flustered.
They would have been like cat, and I would have been like,
Not two T's or one T.
Yeah, exactly. And they'd be like, can you guys give me that one?
Get that in a sentence.
I'm all pass. And they're like, lizard, and I'm all, pass. Like, you can't keep passing, sir. Yeah, 14-year-old young lady won that. Good for her.
No, 15-year-old boy, right?
Oh, was that it? You're right.
Oh, brother. It's a Friday. Steve's been a little under the weather.
I have. I'm not feeling well today. I'm a little sluggish. I can close my eyes right now and go to sleep, Dale. That's how tired I am. I read it. Was there a girl in this in the lightning round?
Yeah. There was in the spelling bee. There was a girl.
I was reading this story before we went on air, and I was reading about a 14-year-old girl from apparently not.
Is that Mexican food messing with your mind?
No, it's whatever else, man. I felt like this last 3 or 4 days. I took some powerful pain meds the other day, and it just messed me up. Ibuprofen 800 milligrams. I went to sleep. It was feeling well. I just lost my train of thought.
I was gonna say, what were you?
Woo, stay tuned, folks. It's going to be a show.
I could just see Steven smelling me. I said, B-R-O, do a poll Biden, B-R-O-M.
You know what the best?
And just walk off the stage.
You know the best part of what just happened to me was in my mind, I'm going, where was I going with that story? And then at one point I went, you better start talking or somebody's going to get worried.
Oh, my goodness.
I just literally just went blank.
It's a Friday.
Yeah, I know. I'm just so dragging tired today and stuff. I think it's from that and stuff like that. And I think my kidney stone's back. I know I'm being serious now. It's that pain again is back and everything. So, came back Wednesday roughly.
Well, they say once you get those, you're susceptible to them.
Remember that one? I missed a couple shows because driving home after having pizza with Lou. I'm like, my insides are about to explode everywhere.
He's like
this is so painful.
I'm never going back to that place again.
It wasn't the pizza place. It wasn't the pizza place that time. But yeah, Wednesday afternoon, it just got worse and worse. And then Wednesday night, I was just laying there and it got worse. So I took that ibuprofen 800 because that'll take the pain right away. Everything slept like a baby. But ever since then, man, I just feel blah after that.
You know, it's interesting because when you're talking about that, well, whatever, Advil 800.
But it's messing with my brain today, folks.
I was talking with a couple buddies the other day about about different painkillers. And I was particularly friendly with the sets in the set family. Percocets and Darvocets.
I'm allergic to those. I found out I'm allergic to those.
Darvocets, thank goodness I wasn't. But I think you remember this 2 years ago when the player fell as coaching. I was in the back right of a practice.
Oh, I'll never forget this. On the brand new turf.
And two idiots, my right tackle and a scout team guy.
This is at SEA.
Come barreling back towards me. I was so happy they ran into my lower legs, but I kept my balance. Woohoo! That was pretty good. Two young guys, 230 pounds, run into you.
With momentum on top of it, yes.
And right after I give me a woohoo because I'm proud of myself keeping my balance, I looked down, and one of their face masks had clipped me right underneath the knee.
Raided that shin.
And went straight down my shin.
Yeah.
I take a baby aspirin. I think I was right on the cusp of that because I've had some heart issues, so I take a baby aspirin. So I tend to bleed. That's why you see things on my
thins out the blood, yeah.
When my grandkids grab onto me and yank and pull and twist, I mark up. I looked down and said, that's not good. And because it just kind of splayed it open.
Filleted it, yeah, right on the shin bone.
If you want, I got a picture. We can put that up later.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I'm not feeling well, man.
But
that might put me over the edge.
All that to tell you, after they went to the emergency room at Mayo and they tried to stop the bleeding here. All of a sudden, Kendall's standing next to me, and the doctor's working on my leg. I don't like to look at it. And all of a sudden, I hear him go, I forget what he called Kendall. I don't think he called her by name, but he said, would you mind distracting your dad?
That perks you up and go, why?
I'm like, what are you about to do to me? And then I feel pain, and I start smelling something.
Oh, he's burning it?
And they're cauterizing my leg without any painkillers.
There's sparks going
without anything.
That's what's weird. There was no painkillers involved. They didn't shoot it up or anything?
No, they did. I think they put some topical stuff on.
That numbed it a little bit.
Little bit. Yeah. But they gave me Oxycontin. All this to tell you they gave me Oxycontin.
Yeah.
And
Enjoy your breakfast, folks.
I think I've had Oxycontin before, but I don't remember when. And I got home, and it was hurting, so when I was getting ready to go to bed, took it about an hour before I was going to go to bed, I took one Oxycontin.
You sleep like a baby.
I was my head, if I was like driving a car,
Yeah.
I would have been in ditches, running into other cars.
Well, now you know how Tiger feels.
And I'm like, what just happened to me?
Yeah.
And my head was so messed up that I don't remember the pain.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? There's still a bottle of 19 OxyContins at my house for sale if somebody wants one.
Well, be careful saying that on air. You get a lot of things on that. I think
but I got the bottle. I said, I'm not taking another one.
But I had neck surgery and everything where they had to rip my neck open and get out all my saliva glands just in case they were cancerous. They weren't. And I was on that. And I was in my living room.
Did they literally rip them out, or did they surgically remove them, Steve?
They went anyway. I don't know. I was asleep. But I was seeing people. Like I was talking to my grandmother, who's been dead for about 10 years by then. Having fun.
Were you being nice to her?
I was answering the door and like talking to people. And the kid's mom would be like, "Who are you talking to?" And I'd be like, "Oh, Jim's over here." And she'd be like, "You need to come in here. I need to make a phone call." The doctor's like, "Get him off of there." So I'm like flagged everywhere. Every once in a while, I won't realize what somebody prescribes me.
Right.
And I'll go to like CVS. They'll be like, "We switched you to this." And I'll be like, "Oh, why?" They'll be like, "Oh, because you can't. And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's still flagged in there." First of all, thank you.
Yes.
Second of all, wow, right?
Yeah.
But I know I don't know. It just makes me feel. It just made me feel blah these last couple days. Blah. Like I feel like blah.
So you actually thought about that and said the same word.
I was going to say something else, but I don't want to.
So
I feel constipated, but I'm not.
So the other thing is blah, 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 blah. So the other thing is we were talking about, the possibility of you get knocked out.
Welcome to the
surgery.
Friday show, everyone.
And when I had my hip replaced, they said, "Hey, you want to be awake and watch it on the monitor, and we could just give you an epidural, deaden you from the waist down."
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the doctor who I know. We've golfed together. I know him.
Yeah, you bought him a new Mercedes.
And I looked at him. I said, "Why would I want to be awake? You're going to be yanking my body around. You dislocate my femur from my hip socket, and I'm going to feel all that movement.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know it's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
No, put me to sleep.
And you're going to be watching it on the monitor.
Okay, no, thank you. But put me to sleep, wake me up. I can't believe that. But guys like Holmberg want to be awake during it.
Yeah, I told you that story related to that where I had like a growth on my head from like sunspots and everything. So I went to a doctor and he was cutting it out and they just shot it dead numb. And I sat there and I could feel every time, like when they cut it, they're like pulling on it. Literally, my head's like, and I'm like, why am I awake for that? I can feel everything you're doing to me right now. To this day, I think about that, and I'm like,
"Oh, stupid!
How did they were just pulling on it and like moving my head around? It's so weird." I'd love to see a hip one. When I have my hip surgery, I'm gonna have to be like, I'll stay awake for it.
Good luck.
That'd be fun. What do you do if you panic? I guess they just turn it off. I guess
they stop the saw as they're mid cut.
Dust flying
Stop!
everywhere. Bone dust flying everywhere. Hey, welcome to the Friday show, everybody. That's how we started off here as well. Bruce Cooper's joining us supposedly today, Dale.
Oh, you haven't heard from him?
I heard from him earlier the week. He said he'd be in. I believe he said this Friday. The way my brain, maybe I made that up, the way my brain's been going all week.
You have been a week off this last month or so.
Yeah, it's weird. I thought the graduation was a week before it was. Now I think that it's end of the month. I didn't realize it was the end of the month. When did this happen?
You're just having fun.
Monday's the 1st. I just saw on my calendar right here as I'm looking up here to make sure of what we got going on. But yeah, I'm a giant mess, folks. That's the moral of this story is I am a giant mess today. Just heads up on this. Yeah, we got to talk about several things today on the deal. One, your Arizona Rattlers tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Northern Arizona Wranglers, who are 1-7, should be a blowout game and stuff like that. But obviously, we talked earlier in the week quarterback questions going into this game. You've got some easy games coming your way to figure out this quarterback situation.
Who's starting tomorrow, Steve?
If I had to guess, Drew Powell.
You think so? Okay. I mean, it's as good a guess as any.
Yeah, I mean, why would you switch? I mean, he had problems there against. I'll put it this way: Max Myler had problems against Vegas last time they played. He was the starter then. Just you have an easy schedule. It's who you're more. The reason why I say that's who you're more comfortable with. Which guy's more comfortable with Drew Powell, a healthy Drew Powell, than he is anybody else? I don't know. Interesting. They have a lot of easy games coming up to finish the season, so I don't know, but I'm going to go Powell. And they get a big lead, and then switch him out second half, and then Myler comes in second half, and get him comfortable out there as well. I think you're going to need both of them. Dare I say that?
Usually you do. And Kevin, I know in the past has always tried to get the second quarterback, whichever one that is, sometimes, so they're ready.
But that would tell me Myler needs more work, I think, than Drew Powell does at this point. So that's where I kind of hesitate. Like, I don't know. Maybe you go with Myler and get him the work against these bad teams and stuff like that. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to watch. We have that coming up this weekend. ASU baseball today, 6 p.m. our time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Play Ole Miss as we have the baseball regionals going underway. Uncle Lou had a bunch of picks for you here, besides his ones he had back in February for World Series and stuff to that effect. Picks for this weekend's regional stuff. But Ole Miss versus Arizona State from Lincoln, Nebraska. 9 p.m. ESPNU tonight is where that game is at. If you want to watch the Nebraska-South Dakota State game before that, 4 p.m., 1 p.m. our time here, ESPN Plus is where you can find that show for that Lincoln bracket as well. So it's going to be a good weekend of baseball. And your Diamondbacks in Seattle, we'll get into that in a little bit as well. But Dale.
Oh, hold on real quick. Who are a couple of favorites that Uncle Lou gave yesterday?
Let me tell you what. Let me flip my pages here so I don't misspeak the way.
Does he like Nebraska?
He does like Nebraska. Plus 110 to win this regional.
Yeah,
it was plus 110 as of yesterday. From that, he's a rarity in that. Ole Miss and Arizona State. Arizona State actually is ranked higher in terms of rankings than Nebraska and Ole Miss. In terms of the baseball rankings. But in terms of the odds, Ole Miss is favored tonight, at least as of yesterday. Arizona State's got a really good chance. This is going to be a big pitching matchup tonight. This is going to be a fantastic pitching matchup tonight between these two. I was kind of shocked. I mean, he's a homer, Nebraska guy, you know.
Right.
But, I mean, that's it. I mean, they're plus 110 to win their regional. So he took a flyer on. These are half-unit bets, too, by the way.
Right.
He also said Arkansas is going to win their bracket. He's taking that's kind of like the big flyer on Arkansas here as well. They're plus 130 as of yesterday for their bracket. He's got Oklahoma State plus 165 to win their regional. And then Southern Miss plus 100 to win their regional as well. That's the big one there. But then just to make the College World Series, because you have the regionals and you have the super regionals, Florida State plus 100, Florida plus 110, Mississippi State plus 115. He's got Oklahoma. That's the one he's like, and these are half units here,
right?
And everything. Because if you hit one of these, covers most of the other bets, especially with what he does for his units. But Oklahoma's 15-1 odds to make the College World Series. So that's his big flyer bet of. If that one hits, if that's the case, and they get to the regionals, then you can play with the other side of it, and stuff like that. Yeah, super regionals. Then you can play with the other side of it and stuff. But that was his picks yesterday. Yeah. Some big surprises there. But yeah, he likes Nebraska in this. I don't like him. I don't like him for that. If Arizona State beats Ole Miss tonight, they'll win this. They'll win the regional.
Yeah, he has no fandom whatsoever when it comes to gambling.
Wait, with what? Oh, no. Well, he said he's rooting for Arizona State, but he also separates.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I just gave him a hard time because he's from Nebraska.
Right.
So.
Omaha,
but
Nebraska.
He's not picking Nebraska because of that side of it. Yeah, he's actually hoping Arizona State beats Ole Miss tonight. Then Arizona State can kind of battle it out at that point. He's scared of Ole Miss, but then that's that SEC bias he has. He's like you.
Smart.
SEC
smart.
Can do no wrong.
Smart and good looking.
Only one team can win it.
Right.
So why do we go with the whole division? You don't have to go with the whole division. Just stick with the one team, Dale.
Because they're all good, Steve.
No more cupcake schedule.
Okay, if I give you the number, 8 teams make the College World Series, right?
Yes.
I give you the number 2.5. Southeastern Conference schools that make the World Series. You taking the over or the under?
I'd have to look at the brackets. A lot of them play each other.
Well, see, that's the thing. The college is against the SEC. They dump them all.
You can't not do it because there's so many of them. Like they have to line up against you. I'm pulling it up right now as I'm pulling up the bracket as we're speaking. Because it's all who you play next round. Like, I forget, but West Virginia. They're probably going to walk through the regionals here and win their regional. They're a really good team. They're probably going to walk through it and win it easily. The problem is they have UCLA next. So you're not going to be putting money on West Virginia to make it to the College World Series.
Right.
After that. So you have to pay attention to the bracket side of it. 2.5 is too low of a number. It's going to be over 2.5.
Is it really? Out of 8?
The SEC, no, isn't there 12 SEC teams in this?
No, well, I'm saying only 8 get to the World Series.
Yeah.
And you're thinking there's going to be 3 or more. And yet
I think there'll be more ACC teams than SEC teams. I said it.
You said it, but you didn't say it with any conviction.
There's 9 ACC teams in the regionals. Going into these regionals, 12 Southeastern, South SEC teams as well. Big Ten's going to get screwed in this deal. Nebraska, Oregon, Southern California, and UCLA. They're not going to get. They're probably going to. They could lose 3 of their 4 teams, the Big Ten, this weekend. If Nebraska can't get out of their regional, that'll be the 4th one. But Oregon's in the Oregon State bracket in Eugene. So it's Oregon State, Oregon, Washington State, and then Yale in that bracket.
Yale?
Which, yeah, I know. Comes from the East, right, to come ruin the thing. But why this is fascinating, you got 3 teams, very close proximity to each other. All 3 teams are Pac-12 teams. They know how to play in Oregon State. Oregon State lost one of their starting pitchers that was dominant this year and things like that. That's going to be a just unbelievable regional this weekend starting tonight between those guys. It's going to be fun to watch. I think Oregon State has Washington State tonight, and Oregon plays Yale, and then from there. So that's going to be fun because you got the regional biases there of 3 good regional schools battling it out at that point as well. So it's going to be fun to watch, Dale. I'm looking forward to tonight. Going into this afternoon, I should say, going into the weekend for the NCAA baseball tournaments out there.
Well, it is interesting. I just pulled up the the rankings, and I think all these are hosting a regional. But UCLA is the top-ranked team.
Easy.
Then it goes Georgia Tech.
Everybody's high on Georgia Tech.
I was going to say, I've not heard their name very much, but they're number 2.
Yeah, no, people are high on them going into this, and Lou said go against them in this. In the College World Series.
But they're ACC. So you got Big Ten, ACC, and then you go Georgia Auburn from Georgia Auburn from
Alabama?
the Southeastern Conference.
Is Auburn in Georgia or Alabama?
It's Alabama. North Carolina.
On the border.
So that's another ACC school. Then you go Texas, Alabama, Florida, all from
Florida, Texas, and Alabama, of all places.
All from?
Yeah, they're all from there.
Southeastern Conference. Then Southern Miss. I don't even know what conference they play in anymore. Florida State, Oregon is down at number 11. I thought they'd be higher. A&M, Nebraska, Mississippi State, Kansas, and West Virginia.
Is that Florida A&M? Is that Florida A&M? Did the SEC commissioner come out and say no more cupcake weekends after years of defending their playing a garbage team the second weekend of the to the end of the season? Did the commissioner come out and be like, no more cupcake weekends here?
Can't play 12 tough games a year, Steve.
God, you don't play 12 tough games a year. Your top is really tough, and then everybody else is mediocre. My favorite story happening right now, Dale. This is the best. Steve Sarkisian. I don't know if he started drinking again or what.
Oh.
Don't know if he started drinking again or what.
Yeah.
Steve Sarkisian, a couple weeks ago, runs his mouth about another school in our state that if we were in that division, we could win with our 2s and 3s and go undefeated.
Why do you say that?
And
Unless you've
then
been drinking.
that school woke up and went, I'm sorry, what? To the point where this school in the Big 12, Texas Tech, contacted not just their opponent in week 1, I think it's Texas State. I could have them backwards. But they also contacted Texas's opponent in week 1 and said, we will pay your buyouts. You two can play each other. We will pay for the buyouts. We'll pay Texas's buyout, and we'll match up against Texas. Either at Austin?
No. They said either Lubbock or Dallas.
Oh, is that what they said? Lubbock or Arlington? Well, Arlington.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones. Okay, I thought they said there. Okay, yeah. Yep, so they're willing to pay the $2.5 million buyouts. Yep. And watch, Texas is we have to weasel out of this because their drunkard head coach has to open his mouth, Dale. And I guarantee you this, if it's not going to happen because Steve Sarkisian's a weasel running his mouth when when he's doing what he does and everything. But if this happened.
Could you imagine that?
Oh, it would be amazing.
Oh.
But how much crap would Steve Sarkisian take if he plays his 1s going? Like if Arch Manning comes out to start that game, be like, oh, I thought you could just beat us with your 2s and 3s. I thought you could do that, Tiger, and you're bringing out your 1s? What are you doing? What is Steve Sarkisian doing? You don't take a shot like now. He didn't say Texas Tech, but
they certainly took it as if he was talking.
He was talking about Texas Tech. I saw the whole thing there. Because that was about the time where Steve Sarkisian was complaining about other schools having, lesser requirements to get into it. Like Texas is the freaking Harvard of Texas.
Yeah, he said Ole Miss has an easier shot of luring transfers because of lax academic requirements.
Yeah, it's like, whatever, dude. I don't get what Steve Sarkisian's doing, but normally it's just rough talk back, but Texas Tech is like, all right, we contacted both schools that we're playing. We'll pay the buyout, and they can play each other, and we'll play you this weekend. We'll play you that weekend. How do you even respond to that if you're Tech? Do you just not? Do you just go, oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry, what? How do you – because you can't say yes. You can't say no. And no matter what excuse – we respect the team we're playing.
So the team that they're scheduled to play, I think, is Abilene Christian.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know – and then one of them plays Texas State. I know that, yeah. It's going to cost about $2.5 million total to get out of it. Texas Tech's big boosters like, we'll pay it.
Yeah.
No problem. We'll do it. Texas can't come out because they have Ohio State the second game. Texas can't. That's why they're playing.
Oh, yeah.
Abilene Christian first. Texas can't come out and be like, well, we have Ohio State second game. But you can beat us with 2s and 3s, Tigers. Why does it matter? Use us for your glorified practice. What is Sarkisian doing, man? That guy is. But I love the response by Texas Tech, man. That is great. Because normally it's usually just like, oh, well, that's not true. Another Texas being stupid again. And they just stepped up and were like, nope, no biggie. This is what we'll do for you. And I love every second of this, Dale. This is just amazing.
It's like, okay, so there's the off season, and then you have so many things off the field in college and in the NFL to talk about. It's ridiculous.
Yes. Including former alcoholic coaches running their mouth again like they're drinking again. It's just Texas barely beat, and dare I say this, Texas barely beat Arizona State. It took a ref's bad call for Texas to beat Arizona State a couple years ago.
That was 2 years ago. That's a magical run.
It took a ref's bad call for that to happen. And he's acting, we can beat Texas Tech with their 2s and 3s. Okay, play them then. Put them on your schedule. This year, they're giving you the opportunity and play your 2s and 3s. Let's see it happen. Let's go, Tiger. I love it. I love it 100%, Dale.
Yes.
Can't get enough of it.
There's always a knucklehead out there, and just wait and Sark will never leave you Empty.
Here's my big thing for it. We're of course going to talk Major League Baseball coming up here as well. We got finality in the Koa Pete saga yesterday as well. We'll talk about that coming up. For that, I couldn't have been more wrong yesterday.
About what?
Spurs just dominated that game last night. The refs tried to get the Thunder back into this thing. What was that, about halfway through the third quarter when okay. Foul happens on Chet. They don't call it a foul. He wasn't touched. They go to review it, and then they determine that it is a foul, and he wasn't even touched.
His leg was bumped, Steve.
The refs tried to get the Thunder back into it with the calls and stuff like that, but that was a dominating effort by the Spurs last night. I couldn't have been wrong last night. Couldn't have been wrong.
See, I thought, especially for the first 2.5 quarters or so, they allowed San Antonio to play very physical against Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And I saw SGA on the ground quite a bit like he usually is.
And they weren't calling
it. Yeah.
They weren't calling it.
The interesting thing is it's gotten to SGA because he's shooting like 30%, 32% from the field.
He's made more free throws than he has regular shots.
Yes, yeah. And he's shooting a poor percentage, so it's getting to him a little bit.
And they need him to shoot better.
Now, will they allow this type of defense on him in Game 7? Now, what was interesting, because I heard that a couple times last night, the fact that they had 3 crew chiefs on that game.
Yes.
Well-respected referees, as respected as you can be.
But they're also guys that don't call ticky-tack fouls.
And they're not going to take your nonsense.
Yes. That's what I mean by that's how the NBA manipulates games. People think they go out there and refs like, I'm going to call foul here when there's not one. That's not how they do it. The NBA goes, this ref officiates this way. We need more fouls in this game to skew it the way we want. We're going to put this guy in the game.
Yeah.
And let him just ref the way he wants to and stuff like that. I don't know. Now I'm torn on Game 7.
Yeah.
I'm happy we're getting a Game 7, but that's the question. Maybe I was a game early for the refs, favoring it the Thunder way. They just never. Here's the other side of it that you got to factor in. Garrett Williams came back last night. Didn't it look like that messed with the flow of the Thunder?
Yes, I think
first game back
because number one, he's not 100%,
yeah,
and he's playing tentatively,
yeah, and
so there's going to be a little kink in the system there. The interesting thing about this to me is, yes, it's going to Game 7. That's fun. Game 7s are always interesting. Game 7 World Series, Game 7 of Conference Finals.
Well, you hope they are
more like football where it's you're do or die. But the games have not been close. No. It's not like each team's won 2 games by 4 points.
Yeah, they win it with game-winning baskets.
Yeah. No, it's
overtime game-winning basket.
25, 30-point blowouts. Yeah. And you don't know which one it's going to be.
Me and Autumn were at dinner last night. We're at a sushi place. Not the one that I...
Oh!
She wants to go back to that place, and I was like, find a different place. Find a different place. But we were at sushi place, and they had the game on there, and it was like halfway through the third quarter after the Spurs went on another run after the refs tried to give it to the Thunder. And I was like, I don't even care at this point. Like later on, I was like, how much did they win by? And it was a huge amount. But it's just like, that's the thing. They're not entertaining games when they become this way. So Game 7 could be a blowout. Game 7 could be close. Maybe I was a game early on the refs' manipulation of this to push it the Thunder's way.
Game 7 could be a blowout, could be a close game, could be Oklahoma City, could be San Antonio.
But Oklahoma City doesn't play a lot of close games in high-pressure situations.
Well, I'm also going to tell you that
at home,
if Wemby comes out and hits 3 or 4 threes in the first quarter, like he did last night.
Yeah. He had more points in the first half last night than he had in Game 5 combined.
It's
7'5". It's unfair. They shouldn't be allowed to shoot threes.
You have to shoot in this box.
Yes. Be like the IFL, where it's like your linebackers have to stand here, and if they step outside, they get penalized. But no, But the Spurs started well in one of those other games. They were up like 15-0 in one game, and then they ended up losing it pretty big also. So that doesn't necessarily make. But I'm excited for Game 7, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have no idea what to expect in this. I'm thinking I'm a game early, but then I sit here and I go, the Thunder don't play a lot of high-pressure games. Then the pressure's going to be on them at home. Spurs are going to be high-flying. They're not supposed to be here in this game. And then they're on the road, so they don't have the pressures of family in the city, waking up and watching the San Antonio news talk about how the game's tonight and to build the pressure up on you. The Spurs are going to come in loosey-goosey. Are the Thunder going to? Yeah, they won a championship, but they won it last year fairly with ease. They've had a fairly easy playoffs this year now and stuff like that. I don't know if they're game tested for the end of a game.
Well, and the thing is, the NBA doesn't have a dog in this fight. They got the Knicks.
They got the team they want.
They got the Knicks in, and ratings are not going to matter whether it's Thunder or the Spurs.
Yeah.
This isn't like the Lakers playing Oklahoma City.
You see the Lakers fired a bunch of people? That new owner's like cracking down on everything. Changing that organization. I know that's a whole nother thing here that I'm talking about, but I just kind of like, dang, lots of changes happening out there. We'll talk a little bit about that coming up as well. But before we take our break here, this half here and everything, yesterday the hockey world lost just a superstar back when he played and stuff like that. So I wanted to just touch on this as well. Claude Lemieux, shockingly, died yesterday, 60 years old. And it's kind of like the Kyle Busch situation. That's what I equated it to yesterday when I saw the news out there. We saw him on Monday night bringing the torch out in Montreal, of course, where he won a championship. His rookie year in, 86, I think. He's the guy that got drafted, won the Stanley Cup that year, won 3 more as well. He was on a team that came back for the last time somebody came back from 3-1 down in a series. He was the guy that was on that team and ended up going on and hosting the Cup as well on that. But we just saw him on Monday night.
Yes.
Didn't look unhealthy, didn't look anything like that. If you don't know, he did commit suicide yesterday. So you never know what people are dealing with and stuff like that. Especially, and like I was telling you, Dale, that guy took some beatings, and I was reliving some of those fights he was in. They're not like fights today, man. They were just barn burners and stuff like that. So you don't know what people are dealing with. Check in with your people and stuff like that. But I did equate that to Kyle Busch, where we just saw Monday night. Gone, 3 days later on top of it, type of a thing. And those of you young, the name Claude Lemieux. 21 seasons in the NHL.
By the way, it is Claude.
Well, that's fine.
I met him a few times. I met him for
well,
a few times.
I'm not French Canadian.
And I was told it was Claude. I said, okay, Claude.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. No disrespect, sir. That's why I just look at him and be like, no disrespect, sir. But I'm an American, publicly educated. We don't have your Canadian accent. Born in Quebec, so French-Canadian as well from that stuff. 4-time Stanley Cup winner. What were the 4 teams he won the Stanley Cup with? I already told you the one, his rookie year there with the Canadiens.
Was he with the Avalanche?
I did. He won the Avalanche there in 96.
Okay.
It was toward the end of his career, but he actually won another one about 4 years later as well. 2 times. He won it twice with this next team.
Phoenix Coyotes?
No, that was those Gretzky years.
Not the Rangers.
No, but you're in the right area.
Devils?
Devils, yeah, twice with the Devils. 95 with the Devils. So this is his career. Rookie gets drafted, rookie year, wins it with the Canadiens in 86. Then he ends up in New Jersey Devils, wins it in 95. Goes to the Avalanche, wins it in 96. Then he goes back to the Devils, wins it in 2000. Got one of those Dale Hellestrae lifestyles right there in terms of winning championships. You just go somewhere and they just win.
Yeah.
No matter where he goes out there. But this is the big news if you're not a hockey fan and you obviously don't remember when he played. He was the old school tough guy out there, but he also had stick handling skills and stuff like that. I've never understood why he's not in the Hockey Hall of Fame, but he's not, and we'll have to see.
Well,
where it
I
goes
heard
from
he was
there.
such an antagonist that he was very unpopular.
Very.
A little bit like a Dylan Brooks, better, but like Dylan Brooks, to where if he's on your team,
You liked him?
you liked him. And
Oh no, he was that old school enforcer, tough guy type of guy. And if he didn't like you, I watched one yesterday where just I think after the game they were like, man, all I did was I can't remember what the guy said, but he just said something to him on the ice. Next thing you know, Claude's dropping the gloves and just wailing on him. He's like, I just don't know what just happened. It was interesting to see, but a legend in the game of hockey, lost him yesterday, obviously too soon there at age 60. Check on your people, folks. 'Cause like I said, we just saw him on Monday, taking that trophy out and everything, and so you don't know what people are going through out there as well. So, I forgot about this one. I did see it yesterday. Robert says the tilt he had with the Kachuk at the Canada Cup was epic. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. I watched one. It was 86 or 87, so it was rookie year, where him and this guy are just haymakers. And just connecting on every shot. And they did it for like a minute. It felt like a minute straight, where nobody interrupts them and stuff like that. But NHL tough guy leaving us yesterday at age 60. And again, check on your people, folks.
Yes.
When we come back, we'll keep it rolling. Headed up to the first end of the first hour here of the main event here on this Friday. We'll get the happier stuff out there, and NFL's changing its cut down deadline. Just a note for you here. We'll talk about that. And I found this article on NFL best worst deals in the offseason by ESPN. So I naturally went to, hey, what's the Cardinals? What are they saying about the Cardinals?
Boy, it's probably just littered with Cardinals.
I'm annoyed by what they said the worst deal. Talk about it. Come on back, folks. Main event. And we're back here. Looky who shows up. He's got time for us again, Dale, after his cruise line visits and
Smile. Look how
Mai
happy he is.
Tais. Makes time for everybody out there. He said, you know what, I'm going to go entertain the All Access crew, the members of the main event audience here, and go brag about my cruise. So get it out of the way. How was the cruise? Let's go.
Hey, the cruise was great. It was my second cruise. My first one was to Alaska in 24. Went on an Alaskan cruise.
Okay.
And this was a Mexican Riviera cruise here. I mean, we started at Ensenada and wound up at went to Cabo San Lucas and on the Mazatlan and back. And I tell you, if you're trying to lose weight, don't even go.
I know there's
Don't
a
even
gym
go.
on those things too.
That gym never saw me.
No, it didn't.
There are sickos. I've been on a few cruises, and there's sickos that you'll walk by the gym at like 6 in the morning. They're on the treadmills.
Oh yeah,
running,
out
and you're
there
like, "What's
working.
wrong with you?" Well, you're a big seafood guy, man. So did they have Do they complain they have to keep fishing or what?
Oh no. They have plenty of. They have a variety of everything. As you know.
And you can eat all times of the day, can't
dude,
you?
It's like 24/7. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, you can. There's a place like they have this sports bar. That I wasn't going to miss any of the playoff games.
Right.
So, matter of fact, I think this is the crazy thing. I just figured that there were probably a lot of Canadians on that boat, on that cruise, because that sports bar was filled. I mean, they had the NBA game on and the NHL game on, and I believe the Canadians were playing the Avs. I believe it was.
Okay.
And I mean,
they were probably playing Buffalo.
Oh, you're right. I think probably was. You're
week
right.
ago,
You're
yeah.
right. You're right. That's exactly what it was.
Okay.
And so, I mean, it was standing room only. I mean, they're out in the lobby and they're just cheering. I mean, they're dying when Buffalo scores. They're cheering like crazy when the Canadians score. I mean, it was, and so as you know, the Canadians won that during series. Right. And I mean, they threw a huge party on that that bar, unbelievable. And so
they kept hearing sorry. Sorry.
And were you relegated over to the little TV in the corner to watch the NBA?
Well, you know what? Honestly, yeah. We had to look at a smaller screen because the two bigger screens, everybody was just. It was all hockey. I mean, I'm like, my goodness. My goodness.
On a cruise from LA to Mexico. If you would have gone Alaska, I would see it more of.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was unbelievable. I said, wow, these people. And there's a lady that was sitting at our table watching the game. She was from Cleveland. And she was dying as the Knicks were sandpaper. I mean, you talk about sweet. There was a game that they had, I think Cleveland had like maybe a 20-some-odd point lead with like maybe 7-8 minutes left going.
22 points. It was game one against the Knicks. 22-point lead with like 8 minutes to go.
And they lost. I mean,
they went to overtime.
I thought we were going to have to call a 911 for that woman. I mean, it's unbelievable.
You're like, medic.
yeah, but it was.
Which cruise line was it on? Out of curiosity.
Royal.
Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, that's the one I've always done. That's really nice. I like the way they do it.
Yeah, and of course last night, I basically missed Game 6 of the NBA Finals.
Wasn't
no, he's saying that is the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So you think whoever wins this series
I
is going to be the Knicks?
I don't know, Coop.
I know.
I don't know.
Knicks ain't winning.
I don't know.
Knicks have been sweeping by everybody. They'll get swept.
Now the Knicks will lose game one because we've already been through all that. They're going to have 10 days off before game one.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're still going to get sandpaper. I mean, I'm looking at a sweep.
Oh, I got stake 44 on that.
I know better than to go that route.
I don't disagree. I think the Western team's winning this championship.
But I said that to say this. I missed it because I was at Tarbell's last night.
Tarbell's?
Yeah.
That's an ice cream place, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Is it a gym?
No. It's basically a steak restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tarbell's?
Yeah.
The reason Dale hasn't heard of it, he's not allowed in those types of places.
Yeah.
Is it in Phoenix or out in your area?
Like 32nd Street and Camelback.
Okay.
So
and what were you doing at Tarbell's, Coop?
Well, it was a invitation-only experience. Larry Fitzgerald reached out to all the media who had covered him. He wanted to say thank you.
Really?
Dude, I have never, and I want to know this. I'm going to tell you guys, it was, Larry's a class act. I'm sure you guys all knew that.
Oh, he is, yeah.
But I can't think of any other athlete, and I'll ask Dale if he ever did this. Dale, when you retired, Dale, did you invite a media that covered you to come out and you graced them with champagne, hors d'oeuvres, and a big entree meal?
Coop, I'm going to be dead honest with you. I brought him breakfast sandwiches.
Hey, look.
Yeah, because he's about to retire. He's like, I didn't make a ton of money. I'm about to retire, guys. I got to save my money.
Yeah. Look, it was great seeing so many of the.
How many? I don't want you to name them, but how many media people were there? Out of curiosity. I mean, we all know who covered the Cardinals.
I think it's
there,
about
so.
44. I think he reached out to 50, and I think there were a few that regrettably said they couldn't show up.
They had something better happening last night.
Out of town or whatever.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, everyone.
So they close off a room.
No, dude. It was closed off to the public. It was.
He bought the whole restaurant.
Yeah. It was his event only.
Really?
Yeah, and so.
Well, that explains why they didn't accept my reservation last night.
And so, I mean, look. They for when you walk in, there's hors d'oeuvres and champagne. I just took a look at the champagne. I wasn't interested in the hors d'oeuvres. You sit down, you have your starter, your entree, and your dessert. And the entree was, as you know, a big steak. I think it was a filet mignon. I had the Chilean sea bass. They had roasted chicken and some meal for vegans.
Oh, so you had like 2 or 3 choices?
No, it's 4 choices because the last one was for vegans.
Okay.
And so, but it was very greatly attended, and I mean, Larry even had security there. I mean, security. Valet. I mean, it was.
Was the security there to keep the media people away from Larry? Is that what it was? Like, what was the security?
Hey, Larry took the mic and he told he singled out a few media and he told and he made funny jokes about him, and of course I had to be the brunt of one of them.
Yeah.
But it was. I've never seen anything quite like it. I mean, Larry's just one of one. It was a unique experience. It really was.
Awesome. Any other players there or just Larry?
No other players. It was all media.
Okay. That's
I want to say thanks
cool.
for positively covering me over the years.
I will say this. The one player who could have been there that is a part of the media that was a no-show was Ron Wolfley.
Okay.
So I don't mind saying his name. But
I think he's on vacation.
Okay, yeah. And so, but no, it was
Wow.
it was a media deal. I mean, he even took. I'm not gonna name the media member, but there was a time Larry talked about it. He said he acknowledged that, hey, I made you guys' life difficult. He says I was famous for slipping out of games early. I had the locker room early after games. So I had a routine. I was showered. Everybody helped me and stuff like that. I'd get on out of there, and then he says, but this media member, he called me in. It cost me $10,000, and so he's making a joke at himself.
So one media guy that complained that he's not in the locker room. That's how it happened. That's how it got out.
Yeah, and so then Larry.
Well, now we all know who it is if you're around back then.
Yeah. Larry thanked him at the end after throwing some jokes at him and stuff. Thanks him. He said because it helped him grow up and he.
Yeah, remember he was leaving the sideline with like 8 seconds to go in the game or whatever to be the first one in the locker room and all that. Yeah, no, that came from a media member that complained about him not being available.
Yeah.
And then the NFL got mad at him for that. Well, that's awesome. No, Larry is one of a kind. That's one thing I've learned about him.
Yeah.
Over the years, and obviously, and I also would argue Larry probably respects media probably more than other players just because of his dad. Obviously, his dad's a famous media member himself, so he grew up around that and stuff. So I think he looks at media, a little bit differently than most players do.
Right. And when I sat down at the table, I said, God, here's my opportunity. So I had my phone, and I have DirecTV, so I can carry with me on my phone. So I click it on, and I get in the third quarter. I see the game's in the third quarter. The Spurs are up by 8. I said, oh my gosh, this is good. This is a good game. And before I had to turn it off, they had gone on a 13-0 run. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, Wemby was not on the court, but the two guys that stood out, Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle. You talk about physicality.
I like Castle.
I mean, they were turning the Thunder over. I can't tell you what happened before or after that, but that was a 21-point lead when I had to turn it over.
Why don't we take the top of the hour break? We can come back and we can visit about that just a little bit.
Yeah, we'll fill you in on that because the refs tried to give it to the Thunder at one point with one of those no fouls that they called on a review. Makes me angry. Come on back, folks. Bruce Cooper joins us back here today as well. We'll keep it rolling. We got to talk Koa Pete. We got to talk Diamondbacks off the cruise. If he was able to see any of that Diamondbacks domination lately as well. All of that's coming up, folks. Come on back. Main event, second hour with Bruce Cooper. And we're back here, second hour main event. Don't forget, catching us live on YouTube now, TME Media AZ, on demand there, as well as over on Rumble as well. All of our programming here on the what we do here. And this guy's decided to get off his cruise, and I can feel the suntan, coconut oil, santan. Sunscreen lotion, just right here. I smell it still.
Hey, let me tell you something. There were 2 days in a row. Because you can go up on the top deck and they got all these lounges, lasers.
Where the pool is, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
And the slides and stuff.
Yeah, the slides and stuff like that. I'm telling you, I walked out of that, out of the
cabin area,
and I stepped out on there. I'm like, holy smokes! And see, I wanted to make it across to the other way outside because that's where you can go to this place called the Windjammer. And the Windjammer, I mean, it's like a buffet, and so that's where I was going to meet some people. My wife, they get up for breakfast. I don't do that. They get up way too freaking early. So I'm going at about 10 a.m. And I'm like, holy smoke! I don't know if I can make it to the across there.
So many people.
The wind was was killing.
Oh, it's moving.
Yeah, and people are out there on the deck going through. The little yoga stuff. I'm like, these people are insane. And then there are people that are laying on. I'm like, no. I'm just walking through the stiff wind, the stiff breeze. Got in, but I wasn't getting back out. No.
Yeah, but going the other way, aren't you going against the wind? So you run across.
Well, I was smart. I actually took an elevator down. See, there's one part of the ship where you can't go. From one end to the other.
Right.
So I went down to the floor that allowed me to do that.
Yeah. So, well, the shops are and stuff. The eateries are, right?
Exactly,
And then you walk across that.
Was the weather good?
For the most part, yeah. Okay. It really was.
And did you get seasick?
No. I mean, that's the one thing about it. My first cruise to Alaska never felt like I was ever out at sea. I mean, it's like a city on water.
Yeah.
Right.
And this time I felt some movement, but it's nothing close to like some of the turbulence you may experience up in the air,
right,
on a plane. Right. Yeah, so it's very calm and it's
interesting because we used to go on the NFL cruises a lot. Brooke and I probably went on 7 or 8 of them.
Wow.
In the 90s, and she would always get seasick, and so they started giving her either a patch or pills. And we'd board on Sunday. She'd wake up on Tuesday and then enjoy the rest of the day. I'm like, yeah, hey, maybe I'll give her 1 extra pill and she'll sleep till Wednesday. And I'm at the jack and the blackjack table and all that stuff.
He's admitted that on air right now.
And that is, he's right. That they have a casino down there?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, are you freaking kidding me?
Oh, yeah. They open it up once you hit international waters or whatever. You get out of the U.S. jurisdictions and all that stuff. Yeah, no, it's you can do everything you want. They're really good at getting your money too once you're on board. So you gotta have fun with that out there. But we're talking, of course, NBA basketball here. Spur, you didn't catch all the game because you were hobnobbing with all your high class. My question is did everybody dress up, or was it typical media where half of them had holes in their pants?
No. People, for the most part, all the guys for the most part wore sports jackets, and the women that were there, they kind of like had dresses and things. So it was it was really, really nice event. I mean, it never really talked about the attire, but I just said,
that restaurant.
I said, I kind of anticipated that, so I said, better wear a little sports jacket.
But so you missed the Spurs game last night, and you said, I caught part of it there, but what you missed was the typical, the refs, Chet Holmgren underneath the basket goes up for a shot. Nobody touches him. They don't call a foul. They challenge it. They review it.
Oh, wait. How can you challenge a non-foul?
Because it's the NBA, Coop. It's ridiculous. Because we got to get this number. The refs tried to do that for one stretch there in the third period, but other than that, it was utter domination by the Spurs. My question for you is this. Game 7's coming up. I thought last night would be the night where the NBA's refs would kind of skew it toward the Thunder there. They obviously tried to do it at one point. It didn't get done. So what are your thoughts on Game 7?
No, well, I'm going to tell you this. By the way, I disagree with Steve. I think they allowed San Antonio played really physical with Oklahoma City.
Well, I know that stretch I saw that was 13-0, 13-0 run.
Yeah.
Like I said, Castle and
no, it was just that one stretch where they try to do it. Other than that, they allowed the game to play.
SGA and Chet Holmgren, and a lot of Oklahoma City Thunder guys on the ground, and in games past, SGA goes down. That's a foul, whether he was touched or not. And they let him play last night. Now, they had 3 crew chiefs ref in that game. All 3 were crew chiefs. And you could tell a couple times it was starting to get a little out of hand, like a little physical and all that. And I thought they did as good a job as you do in NBA games, staying ahead of that. But they also didn't take any nonsense from the guys.
Look, I tried to look a little bit at the box score, and maybe I read it wrong, but I thought I saw that SGA was 0 for 3 from the free throw line.
No. He 0 for 3 maybe from 3-point.
Oh, was it 3-point?
Because he's shooting about 33% from the field.
I've said, because I said, man, only 3 free. How many free throw attempts did he have last night? Because that's key to his game.
Oh, yeah.
He has more free throw baskets made than he does from the floor in the playoffs.
Well, yeah.
Because he's getting to that line.
Yeah, you know what? And I'll tell you. One of the big parts of his games that I've noticed, he likes to penetrate into the paint, and when he gets into the paint area, he can draw fouls or even score and one. Yeah. But when he gets to the paint area now, there's some 7'5" guy there that's altering shots and making them pass back out.
Okay, so here was SGA's line last night. Played 28 minutes, 15 points, 6 of 18 field goal attempts.
Not good.
6 of 18, 0 for 5 from 3-point line.
Okay, that's probably what I was saying.
And 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
That's okay. Okay, so that's what I did. Okay, yeah. All right. So I was wrong. Yeah. I thought I saw 3. So he only had 3 free throw attempts.
Yeah.
That's not an SGA game. If you only get 3 free throw attempts, that's not an SGA game.
That means the refs aren't calling all the garbage.
Right. And so look at it. Listen to this, Scoop. The Oklahoma City Thunder had 12 free throw attempts for the game.
The game? Oh, wow.
12, and San Antonio had 25.
That's not happening in Game 7.
No, I don't think it's happening in Game 7. But
I'll tell you what. Game 7 to me. Okay, let's say SGA was the league MVP, and Wemby finished second.
Right.
Whichever superstar can will his game into that Game 7 is the one that's going to win. I mean, whatever. Look, I know SGA's game is myriad. He can go from 3-point range, but he's a mid-range assassin, and he loves to get into the paint. Let's say that Wemby continues to take the paint away from him, but if he can get it done from those other 2 levels, the mid-range and 3-point line, Spurs are in trouble and Thunder will win. But if Wemby can play with a physicality that because the games in Oklahoma, Hartenstein is really just pushing him around and getting away with it. But based on what I saw in the stat line, I think he had 28 and 14 rebounds, I believe it was.
He made 4 3-point field goals in the first quarter.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I thought he had changed his game and maybe got more physical with Hartenstein. But if he's able to be physical, play in the paint, Spurs will likely win. So whichever superstar can manifest his game, I think that's what's going to happen.
Well, and to me, again, one other thing before we get into Game 7, Jalen Williams came back last night, and I almost think he hurt them a little bit. It looked like their rotations and things weren't quite as crisp. We played 25 minutes last night.
Wow, really?
Had 4 points.
Was he back in the starting lineup? They bring him
No, they bring him off the bench.
But he still played 25 minutes?
25 minutes.
What was his final line?
He only had 4 points and 9 rebounds. So
that's not. No. Okay, well, let me ask you this. McClain, what did he do? Because McClain's been killing them.
Jared McClain, 27 minutes, 13 points. Was 2 of 3 from 3-point line. Made 3 free throws, 6 assists.
Yes, see, they're McClain and Alex Caruso.
Yes,
they have been invaluable off the bench. I mean, they have been studs, consistently studs off the bench. I know there's one game where Caruso didn't score, and I believe they got blown out in Game 4. But other than that, Alex has been the man.
He had 7 points last night.
Oh, geez. That's why the Spurs can't get 15 points from SGA, 13 from McClain, and 7 from Caruso, and are going to win the game. They cannot do that.
You mean Oklahoma City?
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Oklahoma City. They can't do that.
And SGA was minus 28.
Yeah.
Minus 2. So, again, to me, it's going to come down to this. And I'm fascinated to see what the NBA does. Because I don't think they have a dog in this fight. They've got the Knicks. They've got their TV draw. They've got whatever. And it doesn't mean a lick of difference to, I think, anybody, whether it's San Antonio or Oklahoma City.
Well, there's that international audience for Wemby.
Yeah, I guess maybe a little bit. But as far as here, the Knicks are going to be your draw.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether you like the Knicks or not, it's kind of like the Cowboys and the Yankees. You're going to watch them.
Yeah.
But how are they going to officiate it? Are they going to allow SGA to crumble to the ground when somebody breathes on him and give him foul shots, or not? And that's the whole. To me, that's the whole key.
Well, the thing that teased me off, even when I'm watching Suns and Thunder play and stuff. I mean, SGA and on their way even to the championship last year, he would dribble and he uses his forearm to push off and step back and get off his shot. He creates separation with that. I'm like,
he had a Spurs guy in the face last night going up for just a layup, and he literally went like this and extended his arm. The Spurs guy's head goes back. No foul, no.
Yeah, I mean, they allow him to get away with that push-off, and it drives me crazy. But
they did so much last night.
But he only had 3 free throw attempts last night. Wow.
Yeah.
That's the thing I'm worried about. Can the Spurs beat the Thunder in Oklahoma City? I actually was talking to Dale about this, and you might have a better idea of this than me. When was the last time the Thunder were in a high-pressure, high situation in a close game late? Because they kind of cruised to a championship last year. Did they have a lot of adversity?
Well, they did go to Game 7 last year.
Yeah.
But
the Pacers were an amazing team to watch last year. I mean, I was actually rooting for them just because they would fall behind by 25, 30, and they would rally, and it's back in the game, and now it's back and forth. I mean, they did that consistently. And so I actually became a Spurs and a Halliburton fan just because they just pulled off so many miracle comebacks. Not only in the finals, but even in I'm talking about the NBA finals, but in the conference finals, the conference semis. I mean, they were a fun team to watch. They really were. And I don't normally say that about an opponent, but the Pacers had me
right.
And it's just such a darn shame that Halliburton
tore his. I thought they were going to win it if Halliburton was healthy.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of where I sit there and wonder. Game 7 back home against. I mean, this Spurs team's better than that Indiana team last year. Let's be honest about that.
SGA, I don't really worry about the Thunder in a close game because this dude's amazing. He pulls off these Michael Jordan shots and he just scores. I mean, he's clutch.
He did have a shot over Wemby as Wemby and him 1-on-1, and somehow, some way he faded away.
So if it's a close game, I'd probably give the edge to the Thunder.
And let me tell you one other thing, because again, that just harkened back. I was thinking when you guys were talking, because everybody's talking about, Oklahoma City's got the pedigree, they've got the experience, they've been here, done that. San Antonio probably a year ahead of schedule, and do they even know what they're getting into? Guess what? Sometimes it's good to not know what you're getting into.
Yeah, and you could have said the same thing about the Pacers a year ago.
Right.
I mean, they hadn't really been there. They came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, I don't know of anyone outside of Harrison Barnes on the Spurs team that has any playoff experience.
No, you look at them and.
I mean, even De'Aaron Fox, who has some, I think maybe 7, 8 years in the league. This is his really true first.
And they came from Sacramento, right?
Yeah.
And they weren't bastions of the.
No.
NBA.
But that's where I think like the Spurs last night showed me that they're not going to wilt away on the pressure on this type of a deal. Whereas I don't know, I just kind of feel the Thunder. So to me, if the Spurs can't do this, but then like I said, I'm with Dale on this, and I've been on this. I thought it would happen last night. I could just see the NBA refs just starting to blow that whistle late, allow the Thunder to stay into it and things to that effect, which would push, I think, the Thunder to win the game here as well. But I'm just so tired of the flopping. I can't believe it, but I'm rooting for the Spurs here.
Are you really?
I can't stand the slopping that the Thunder do, man.
Here's my dilemma. See, I covered the Suns and have been through part of so much heartache with their series with the Spurs, including the infamous Robert Horry hip check, which I'll never forgive him for.
Yes.
And so I despise the Spurs.
So do I.
I despise.
But I despise the flopping that the Thunder do.
Yeah, and with the Thunder, I guess it's more jealousy than anything. I mean, they've already accomplished something that my sons haven't done in 50-plus years. So it's
Oklahoma, a city in Oklahoma has a championship.
It's an outrage.
Oklahoma.
Hey man, I'll tell you what though, man. This Sam Presti, and this dude's something else. I mean, I remember a few years back when, and I'm going back a decade or so, when he drafted Westbrook, Harden, and Durant. I'm like, this dude put together a monster. But then he started letting them all get away.
Yeah.
And I think Westbrook was the last one that showed some loyalty and hung around. But I'll be damned if he hadn't done it again. I mean, this Sam Presti? He's a
but
bad
not
dude.
just that, but then just Dort, Lou Dort, an undrafted free agent. Look what he's turned into.
But guys, they win a NBA championship, and they've got multiple number one picks over the next 5 drafts.
Hey, but here's the great thing about that, Dale. Here's the great thing. I think you'll see the Phoenix Suns trade for one of those first round picks because the Thunder, they don't want those picks. They don't have.
But they're bargaining chips.
They are. But what they're going to do is they're going to look to trade them for future picks because right now they are about to really get hit from a major salary cap standpoint.
But isn't that for like maybe 2 more years?
No. Well, that's the case. But here's the deal, Dale. The deals with Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren.
Oh yeah,
they go into play next. They hit next year.
Okay,
this upcoming season.
Okay.
And so you already have SGA. So he has players that he's got to say that, man, I'm already over that first threshold, and I don't think that ownership really wants to pay because they're going to have to pay again with those first round picks. They're going to be taxed more. So I would promise you. They're going to trade one, if not both of those picks, because they don't need them right now. I mean, how do you fit a first round pick into this deep roster?
Right.
That's the problem. The depth, the depth of that. Yeah. And that's where I think the salary cap's going to hurt them the most. Is they're going to lose a lot of that depth that they have because those guys will want to be paid and they'll go elsewhere. So they're going to lose that depth that they have.
But that's what you're saying. Some of those depth guys who are going to want to go somewhere else to get paid. Now you got number one draft picks who are salary cap contained for 3 years.
But they don't want to at this point break that up. I mean, this year I would be shocked. I mean, the Thunder have picks 12 and 17 in the first round.
Right.
I'd be shocked if they use both those picks. Okay. I'm anticipating them trading at least one, but they could even trade both of them. I mean, I'm that's what I'm anticipating. I think the Phoenix Suns will be one of those teams that are jockeying with the Thunder for.
What would they give up for that?
Yeah.
Well, the Suns are now eligible to give up first round pick number 2033. Yeah, they can give up 2033 and
move up, get rid of your one remaining first round pick and move up and pick somebody earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. Because here if you look at what the Suns need. What their needs are. And the Suns are in this position here, too. You're already paying heavy salaries for Booker, Brooks, and Green.
Yeah.
All right? And you have some dude named Colin Gillespie, some dude named Jordan Goodwin, some dude named Mark Williams, all free agents. Granted, Williams is a restricted free agent. But Suns want to bring at least 2, if not all 3 of those guys back. I mean, Mark Williams could be a wild card.
I think they want him back, but I think he's going to get a big paycheck from somebody, and I don't know if they match it.
Yeah, and so that could be, and the Lakers could be one of those teams that's trying to go after.
That's what I'm wondering.
And so I'm just saying that. So Phoenix said, God, based on us wanting to retain these guys, Gillespie and Goodwin, it's going to cost us some money. So how do we address our need for a big 4, a physical four who can. So, and I think they may look in the draft and say that's our best opportunity.
Well, don't you also have to be looking at Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal?
Hey, you want to know something? What I did.
Well, they'll be getting rid of them for John Morant. Don't forget.
No, that's not
Coop. That came out this man. Would you make a move for John Morant or Big Boy down in New Orleans?
Oh, I would do it for the Big Boy.
Would you?
I would.
For Zion?
I would.
Really?
I would send Royce O'Neal, as you talk about Grayson Allen, Ryan Dunn, and I'd send my future 2033 all to the New Orleans Pelicans for Zion Williamson.
Really?
I would. Williamson, he is a freak. He really is. He just can't stay healthy. But I've noticed the last 2 years he's played at least 60 games, including this past year, 60 games. And I'm like, okay, that's getting there. I mean,
get him away from that gumbo. You're probably all right.
Yeah. And so if I bring him on a team that has some championship at least some playoff aspirations, because you don't really have that in New Orleans. If I bring him here, I think I might and get him around some guy. Look, in New Orleans, he is the superstar. In Phoenix, he wouldn't be. And so I think here's a chance for him to grow from people who play the game a little differently from what he's used to.
I don't think he wants to, though.
Dude, I disagree. I disagree. I mean, every player has some degree of pride.
I think he's like Anthony Davis. That's what I honestly think he's like.
Well,
I think he's an Anthony Davis clone.
Well, I
pay me and I'll do what I'll do, and we'll just go from there.
I don't see him quite at street clothes level. I really don't.
Well, the last 3 years, in 23-24, he played 70 games. 24-25, he played 30 games. Then this past year, he played 62 games.
Yeah,
he averages in the 20s each year he plays. He's a 5 or 6 rebound a night guy.
No, you're not. But here's the deal. Here's what you're getting. His ability to physically attack and score in the paint opens up things for people like Devin Booker. Because you see, people start wondering, hey, what's wrong with Book? Book's not getting those same open shots that he used to. See, Chris Paul used to be able to create a magnet, because between him and Ayton, that pick and roll they had, it created a vacuum into the paint, and then you can kick out. And Chris Paul was famously finding these guys, and Booker's doing his thing. Jalen Green can get to the paint on his own, but he gets there with speed and finesse. This dude, Zion Williamson, he's a power. You know what he reminds me of when I watch him play sometimes? And I mean this really sincerely. He reminds me of Charles Barkley. Barkley, when he first got here, I know a lot of people, when they watch him on the downside of his career, Chuck got a little heavy and stuff, and so he wasn't as explosive. Charles, when he came to Phoenix, and even when he was in Philadelphia, he was an explosively gifted athlete. I mean, he can get and Zion, I mean, the way he can just explode to the basket, it's unbelievable. People will have to create some type of wall to try to keep him from getting to the paint. And when he does it, if they just kick it outside, man, you got guys with open threes now. Gillespie, Goodwin, and I like the kid Brea, the guy that didn't get a lot of playing time. He was college basketball's best 3-point shooter.
That's my problem with going, they're going to get a draft pick, because they don't develop the draft picks. They haven't developed a draft pick yet.
Well, I'm telling you, they have something with Rasheer Fleming.
Well,
even though he only played
that's the problem.
Limited minutes, that's not on anyone other than Jordan Ott.
Yeah,
Ott's got to play those guys.
That's the only thing that worries me about going and getting that position in the draft.
Here's the thing, because I've heard Charles talk about it a lot. Without Moses Malone, Charles Barkley has not become Charles Barkley. And how did that happen? Well, Moses Malone said, "You're fat, Charles. You'll never play while you're fat." And worked with him. Do the Suns have a guy that could be that guy?
No.
To your guy?
Maybe Dylan Brooks.
I'm just curious, because Charles always, whenever you hear him talk, gives credit to Moses Malone.
Yeah, they don't. Suns don't have that player on their team.
Okay.
They don't have that player on their team.
That's
the
the only thing that worries
closest
me.
would be Dylan Brooks. Brooks doesn't back down anymore.
What if the Suns move back into the draft and then like 24, 25, 26, and they take Koa Pete?
No.
That's just
No, okay,
that's just
yeah.
my transition. Koa Pete stayed in the NBA draft.
Are
He
you
doesn't
you
blow his name out.
surprised?
Yeah.
Well, I am, because I know his mom and his dad. I know obviously know his dad Todd much better, because I covered him for years with the Cardinals on their offensive line, and they are education people first. They're big proponents of the education.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they wouldn't allow their sons to play Pop Warner football or any of these things until they reached high school, because they were proponents of getting them all set for the educational aspect of things. And as we know, Andres went on to Stanford and was first round pick and played for years with the Saints before moving on. But so for him to go back to school, I thought was a no brainer, because I think the one flaw in his game is his perimeter shot.
Yeah.
And so you bring him back and let him work on that again, and there's no question to me that he would move from the latter part of the draft, up higher.
Yeah.
But by him staying in, I heard that he's hired some shooting coach, and so now in the NBA, he doesn't have to go to school, doesn't have to study. I mean, he can just be 24/7, and he might be one of those guys that like the Suns did with Fleming and Malawat. He plays a lot of those G League games.
Yeah.
Plays
that and then comes up and still works out with the team.
and gets his shot perfected.
Yeah, because if
there.
you're 6'8" and he's a forward, he's not a guard.
No, yeah.
And you can't shoot outside of 15 feet, you don't have much of a chance.
Well, yeah, and that's what really drives me crazy about Oso Ighodaro. Oso is not he's a paint guy with that push shot, like Hartenstein, but at least Hartenstein is like
7 foot.
Yeah, and has some substance, some mass to him.
Yeah.
But Koa's got he's got, and there's no question in my mind that he'll develop that perimeter shot. At some point, he's going to. I mean, if you follow this kid's career, I mean, even from the international standpoint to high school, I mean, all he did was win championships. And then his first year in college, all of a sudden, U of A's back in the Final Four for the first time since 1855. No, I'm just kidding. but I mean, he's a winner.
Right.
This kid is something special from that guard. But from a physical standpoint, the only thing lacking in his game is that perimeter shot, and it's been recognized, and he's hiring a coach to try and help him correct it.
I just don't, just Pete coming out of high school was, and the biggest guys, everybody wanted him and things like that. I just feel like, and then he goes into these, the pre-draft workout stuff and didn't perform great.
He's not going to wow, because a lot of that is individual stuff with shooting and stuff. He's not going to score well shooting. He's just not.
Yeah, and they've reportedly, and it's been pretty much confirmed by Tommy Lloyd and other people around the program. They haven't said exactly, but millions of dollars were available to him to come back to Arizona. And he, with all of that, I'm going to say negativity around a guy that a year ago was super hyped out there for him to make this move, it's just surprising.
Well, here's the deal. I think that him and his agent, they've gotten a promise from a team.
Yes. Just like Malawat's last year, right?
Yeah. I can even go back to Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah.
Stoudemire was coming out of high school. He had an option to go straight to the pros out of high school, or he can go to college. Well, and he had all kind of offers to go to college. Well, it was later learned that Jerry Colangelo promised him this: the Suns would take him at 9, and so that's why Amari stayed in the draft.
Yeah. Right.
Because he already had that promise.
Yeah, he's got to be a first rounder. If he falls out of the first round and everything, that's going to be devastating.
And the one there's a guy I was hoping the Suns would get, but he went back to college, and now I see that U of A is one of the 3 teams that he's up.
Looking at him, yeah,
Milan
the big tall guy,
Monsilovic. Yeah. I mean Monsilovic. He's a 6'8" sniper. I mean, he's not what you call a great athlete, but he's a sniper.
Yeah.
This guy can fill it up from behind the arc like no one's mother. I'm telling you, he's unbelievable. So
I mean, it's just Pete's an interesting case to me because how often do we see somebody so hyped and then fall so far here after 1 year and then to making this move?
Well, here's the deal. I think he
Clutch Sports, by the way, is this, which also makes me kind of worry, which is LeBron James's buddies deal. That worries me too a little bit because do they always? And they're the ones that'll make those deals pre-draft, and so guaranteed to go.
Yeah.
They did it with Malawatch
Yeah,
last year. With the
okay,
Suns,
so it's
Clutch Sports is
that's
deal,
LeBron's buddies team. Yeah.
Whatever his name was. Yeah, I know. Now you're gonna be like, I'm disrespectful. You don't know my name.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember his name now, but I know he was dating.
You know his dating life.
Yeah. Well, no, because he was dating Adele. Dating Adele.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And
no, he's a powerful mover, and he's the guy that.
I can't remember his name.
I could picture him right now, actually.
Oh my God!
But he's a guy that moves and shakes, and like you said, I agree 100%. He's got a deal where you will not fall past me in this, or just a deal of you're going to take this spot.
That's why Pete's saying it. That's why Pete's saying.
And it's an interesting move though, because you've seen this with a lot of guys, and then it doesn't work out because one reason you do it is get that second contract. You start your time to get to that second contract fast enough. But like the Bagleys, right? Was it Bagley the third that ended up going to Sacramento? Did all that stuff and out of the league almost instantly. And that was a top level pick.
I mean, there was a. I guess who would go number one overall? DeAndre Ayton, Jaren Jackson, Marvin Bagley. Though that was the pretty much the three that names that got mentioned a lot. Though I will there was a little mention of Luka a lot sometimes only because of his association or affiliation
with the head coach.
Yeah. And but man,
well, whatever that guy's name was.
Yeah,
I want to say Goron, but that's the player.
No.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, because he was his coach overseas.
Yeah.
So that's why the affiliation was there.
Yeah,
you see a lot of guys make this move and that get to that second contract. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's so funny that Jaren Jackson of the three, Jaren is only Jaren. Granted, DeAndre has had his moments. I mean, his best was when he helped lead the Suns to the NBA Finals, because Suns don't get to the finals without his. His play was phenomenal, and I thought he would build off of that. But my gosh,
I just don't know, man. If you're a player, whether you have a guarantee or not, where you can play in college, and you're going to have a really good team next year at Arizona again. No, guys are graduating and stuff, but nobody went into the transfer portal and stuff to that. And then go to the NBA where you're going to be on the bench or G League player for at least your first year. I just don't know. What you're thinking when you do that stuff, because you're going to a lot of question marks.
Well, I think you can get better when you're playing.
But not everybody does. That's all I'm arguing.
Well, if he went to college, how is he going to get even?
Well, that's the problem with the NBA draft. NBA draft is all about your future, your projection.
Yeah.
And you're a year older, you actually get negatively viewed if you're not a freshman.
Well, no, yeah. Well, here's the deal, and I think this is great for Koa. He's going to be practicing with NBA players. He's going to be playing with top-notch guys in the G League.
He's playing with NBA players in Arizona, though, is my point.
Well, but let's put it like this. He's not practicing.
I know what you're saying.
He's not getting that NBA experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a win-win for him.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think it's a definite gamble here for him going forward, and it'll be interesting to see how it turns out.
Well, look, how much study time do you have to put in as a student athlete? You got to put in a lot of.
It's all online classes.
Hey, dude, regardless, it's a lot of time. He doesn't have that anymore. The classroom part's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like Malawach and Fleming did. You go play in the G League at 2:00, and then you're at the home game at 6:00, and that's all you're doing is doing basketball stuff. And things that I get that angle of it as well.
It'll be interesting because again, I think this is the first time that things didn't come easy personally for him. Yes,
that's what I'm getting at.
The team had success.
That's what I'm getting at.
But every place he's been to. You talk about the under 18, under 16. It was him and that guy that went to Duke.
But he always carved his own path, though, too. He always carved his own path in terms of that. He didn't go to one of those basketball schools and things to that effect. He stayed at Perry.
Right. He didn't transfer, and he enjoyed his time. So it's going to be fascinating to see what happens, where he goes, who he goes with, and then look 3 years down the road, and does he become everything we hope he does?
It still bothers me that I can't remember Clutch.
I know.
What's his name?
I know, because all I'm thinking is LeBron James. When we come back, we're going to talk Diamondbacks here. I got a quick little NFL note here. I want to get Bruce Cooper's opinion on here, because I'm actually annoyed by this. I'm sure Bruce will be as well. We'll talk about the best and worst deals made over the offseason that ESPN came out with. And Diamondback's success. We haven't seen you in a couple of weeks because of your hula dancing and stuff. Rich Paul.
Rich Paul, exactly who it is, Bill. Absolutely.
I'll never forget that sounder with Matt Ishbia and Rich Paul on the phone about Malawatch. Can you get him to 10? We got him to 10 if you want him. We want him at 10. All right, we'll make it happen. Why even have a draft at that point?
Rich Paul.
Come on back, folks. Main Event with Bruce Cooper. According to AI, Coop, we're all fascinated with Rich Paul's dating life all of a sudden over here. Really, Adele, that shocked me for some reason.
Did you see Coop just discard me? Hey,
yeah,
just find out who's dating. Like,
he did.
Come on, Underline.
Yeah, and then
I got working for
and then he's like, "Are you not going to get
12.
this fast enough?" Yeah, I was like, "Yeah."
I got working for Channel 12 as a runner.
Oh, my Dale. Only Dale could think that.
It was great on that. Hey, really quick NFL news out there. The ESPN put out best and worst signings for every team, so naturally I go to the Cardinals. They say best signing, and I agree with this because I thought they lost some passion on that defensive line side of things last year. I talked about it during the season. Roy Lopez leaving. I forget what his name is now, but the linebacker that had a lot of that physical traits.
Yeah, the long hair.
Him too. Yeah,
You're talking about middle linebacker.
Number 7, the linebacker. They lost a lot of that toughness last year, and I felt got a little soft. And they brought Roy Lopez back this year, and of course, local product, and his dad's here as well. But 2-year, $10.5 million contract. They signed. That's the best signing for the Cardinals. This
Best free agent signing?
No, just best move in the offseason.
That's not their best move.
That's their best move.
Drafting Jeremiah.
Yeah,
Love,
well, they say
3.
it's the worst, Coop. That's why I wanted to bring this up.
Look, I'm gonna
but here's why they say it, though. You know why they're saying it?
No, I don't.
It was the third pick. They don't like that pick as the third pick because of the guaranteed money.
I just want to scream at media and just call them freaking idiots.
I'm just gonna sit back.
It's the stupidity.
Did you
of
stand
that.
up last night at Tarbell's and say, "Hey, y'all, you idiots"?
Yeah, I didn't do that. It was Larry's night, Hey, but I mean, look. Just because the running back position has been devalued over the last decade or so doesn't mean that when a Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley or Jahmyr Gibbs, that they become available. You say, "Oh, well, I'm not going to take him here. I'm going to take him." And then and then he's not available when you come back around for the next pick. It's stupidity. I mean, look, I guarantee you, you had some dude named Jerry Rice coming out of college.
Mississippi Valley State.
Absolutely, Dale. And some dude named Emmitt Smith coming out of college. They were like the 17th or 18th picks in the draft. And if teams could redraft, they'd be number one.
I actually saw a redraft of that year, and Emmett was number one.
Yeah, and he's a running back.
Yeah.
I mean, look, why do you? I mean, if I have a playmaker, a different maker, I don't give a rat's ass what position. Yeah, I'm taking him.
I agree with you. I saw this, and I was like, really? And it's only because he was the third. They think they could have gone with Arvell Reese or Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs.
And here's the deal. And the Cardinals have done that.
Yeah.
They've done that. How about Zayvon Collins? Remember him?
Well, he's still around.
How about Isaiah Simmons? Remember him?
Oh yeah.
How about they even have B.J. Ojolari still hanging around on
Injuries,
the
but
spot?
he's still around.
Yeah. Look, they had some dude named Hassan Reddick.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you remember him. Those were all linebackers.
Right.
They have been down that road before. I mean, damn.
Changed it up. I know. But I knew that would get you going. It actually got me going when I saw this morning, and I was like, "That's the worst pick."
Who's the author on that? I tell him right now. Whoever
Let me see if they do individual
he's an
team
idiot.
ones or for
He's an
okay. So yeah, it's a one article. You know how usually they get like the local guys and all that. Bill Barnwell is the guy.
Well respected. Respected.
He's an idiot.
Bill, you
My
moron.
God.
I do that would get Coop guys like just say it and back off, Steve. And stuff. Yeah, he's really high on the defense. And I get what he's arguing there, but they're doing something different, like you said. Going forward, what do you think of Jacoby Brissett holding out right now? And they're significantly far apart.
Well, look, when I heard they were significantly far apart, it kind of changed my narrative or perspective a little bit.
But what's significant?
Because I think Jacoby's probably asking for money in that $20 million, maybe even low $30 million range.
Oh.
And
I agree with you there.
Because if that's the case, I certainly have to agree with the Cardinals on this.
But here's my point. If it was that far of a difference, we would have heard a number.
Yeah, no one's given a number, but we do know that Jacoby is due a raise because if he's your starting quarterback, you can't have your backup Gardner Minshew making more money.
I gave this argument the other day. Holy cow, I just forgot his name. San Francisco 49ers backup quarterback, Colt McCoy.
Okay.
The Niners,
it's not Colt.
Oh, not McCoy. Who was that?
It was a backup.
But anyway, backup for the Niners.
You talking about Garoppolo?
No, he's in Rams now. But anyway, Niners backup quarterback. He's under contract. They gave him an extension and a pay raise because they want him there this year. And it's like, if you want your guy there, the Cardinals are just signaling they don't want Jacoby Brissett here unless he's an undervalued player. And that's not how you operate. Mac Jones. That's not how you operate. Colt McCoy. How old did I go?
well, here's the deal.
It's embarrassing that the Niners are like, we want him here as a backup. We're going to pay him. We're going to give him a raise to $6 million. And then the Cardinals with Jacoby, who's supposedly their starter, going, we're not going to.
And here's the deal. Mac Jones stepped in when Brock Purdy went down. And I mean, I think they were probably like maybe 5 or 6-0 with Mac Jones. Mm-hmm. I mean, they did extremely well. And so, and for the Cardinals, you had Jacoby step in for Kyler. Granted, he only went 1-11.
So that ball moved.
But if you've anointed him as your bridge quarterback, you said pay the man.
Yeah, but
pay the man.
Again, and I wholeheartedly would agree. There's no way you announce the guy the starter and you pay him less than a guy you brought in to be the backup. Not even a question. But there is a question on how much.
Yeah, and that's my whole point. And when I heard the word used significant.
Yeah, I mean, is $15 million, will that get that done? Will that get it done? Because here's one thing. I don't want this to be a multi-year deal.
Right.
I don't want this bleeding into next year.
I think that's part of the problem. I think it's part of the problem. He wants more money and multiple years.
Yeah. And so, and that's why when you say, oh, the Cardinals look horrible, do they? Well, track record history says, yeah, they're usually the ones that screw it up.
Yeah.
But until I hear Jacoby wants $15 million, they're offering him $9 million. Or he wants $18 million, they're offering him $9.5 million. Whatever that is, then I can make a judgment. But if you're right, and Jacoby's asking mid-20s, low 30s, I don't think I'm doing that.
I cut him today.
Yeah,
But here's
yeah.
the other side. When you say significant in the Cardinals, knowing the Cardinals' history, significant to the Cardinals could be $500,000 difference. It's just they're such a cheapskate. I know I'm exaggerating, Dale, but it could be $1 million or $2 million. And it's just like, and the fact that no number was given tells me the Cardinals floated it out there to the media. That there's a significant difference trying to put pressure on.
Well, and here's the other thing about that because Jacoby Brissett represents himself. So I don't
really. He doesn't have an agent.
No, he does not have an agent. So I don't think he has a Rolodex and calling the Schefters and the Mel Kipers and whoever else in the NFL circles saying, "Hey, Cardinals are trying to."
He doesn't have to because agents do that because they can go to another client and go, "This is what I did for Jacoby Brissett." He's obviously not doesn't need to do that because he's not going to try to impress other guys to sign with him. Yeah, no, it's a weird situation. The word significant, no numbers being done, tells me that it's probably not that big of a difference, and the Cardinals are trying to be cheap.
I honestly think that if it was reasonable, I don't know what's reasonable for the Cardinals, but I would think that there's one or two things: multiple years or a wider gap in what one wants and what the other wants.
How high would you go?
How high would I go?
Right now, you're awesome for it.
I think given the fact that I'm making him my bridge quarterback, and he started 11 games for me or 12 games for me last year at a backup level, that I would probably look give him like 15, 16 million on a 1-year deal.
I think that would be very high.
I'm even thinking a little bit. I might go up to 20. With some caveat for next year to where I can let him go after this year and it only counts $1 million or $2 million towards the cap next year. Work it out something like that it looks good.
Get a team option for the second year?
Yeah, a team option, something like that to where it looks good for the average, kind of makes him look good. But yet next year when I'm going to have $170 million salary cap money, $20 million ain't going to a quarterback we're getting rid of.
Well, it's the thing. Or you can go $10 million and then you throw in the incentives there. This also tells me that the Cardinals probably think he's not the starter all year.
Well, here's the problem right now is that you're bringing in a completely different system with a different head coach, and you brought in new personnel,
and you're bringing in a dynamic personnel that it needs to get the system down. Yes,
right, and so all this time that's being missed is truly significant for Jacoby Brissett. And now, personally, if you ask me the type of quarterback I like better, I would like a Gardner Minshew better because I'm always a guy that likes mobile quarterbacks. I mean, that's just me, personally. And I just know that LaFleur comes from that tree that runs a lot of those waggles. I'm not sure how Brissett can throw on the run.
Well, he can be every bit as mobile as Stafford, can he?
Yeah. I'd put him
Well, that's a good point there, Dale. That's a good point. But at least Stafford, we know, can throw with accuracy on the run.
Oh, yeah.
I've just never seen Brissett throw on the run.
Well, that's the other side of it.
He might be able to do it.
Gardner Minshew has every opportunity now to go win this starting job along with Carson Beck.
Carson Beck is not winning that job.
Because the Cardinals won't do something to make us excited. They're just going to bore us to death for the be 1-8 before they make the change here. Coop coming up as well.
Hey, by the way, have you heard a little bit of the Minnesota quarterback situation controversy?
I didn't know there was.
Is it a controversy now? Is it officially one?
I don't know. I mean, they interviewed both JJ and Kyler, and Kyler gave a professional response, and JJ was less than professional.
All we're doing is watching film right now. I don't know how much you can help me.
And we sit on, he's got two guys.
He sits over there, and I sit over here.
On opposite sides of the room.
Wait. I missed all this. Now break it down.
This just happened last couple of days.
Yeah.
No, Kyler did the whole. I'm working with JJ. I'm excited to be in the room with. He did the professional quarterback answer.
Right.
And then JJ was like, I don't need his help. It's just film work right now. He goes into the room and he sits on one side. I sit on the other side of the room. And basically, JJ made it sound like I don't need Kyler Murray here.
Right.
And Kyler Murray included him and stuff to that effect.
This quarterback room ain't gonna work.
No. And the problem is the more Kyler talks, I'm like, he knows he's got this starting job. He doesn't say it, but he's got the confidence. You got that.
Well,
stuff
they gave McCarthy every opportunity to step up and be that guy. Yeah. But when you play like a Josh Rosen did,
it's terrible.
I mean, dude, it's not a good look.
Hey, well, here's JJ's other problem. They got a receiver. Forget about the running game that they upgraded and looked good. They got a receiver that they will lose if he doesn't get the ball thrown to him. And JJ McCarthy could not find him last year when he was open. And that's the other side you got to think about going forward. Just really quick on the NFL notes here. The NFL did inform teams that this year's cut-down deadline to 53 is going to be on Sunday, August 30th. Normally it's on a Tuesday. So just make a mental note here for everybody that's coming August 30th. That's all because of when the season starts with travel and all of that garbage. All that, so for the claims and everything out there. So just make that little NFL note for everybody as well. And then, Coop, while you were gone, your Arizona Diamondbacks were 11-2.
Hey, did the Diamondbacks lose while Coop was gone? Get your butt on another cruise. Go somewhere else, Coop.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I was able to watch a little bit of them on the cruise. Yeah, because I had my wife hooked me up.
Yeah.
And so I'll tell you what. See, their starting pitching is right back to where it was at the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, Soroka and Rodriguez are throwing their asses off again.
Can we have 3 all-star pitchers?
Hey, look. Let me tell you this, guys. I was thinking about this too, just because of the great success both Soroka and Rodriguez are having. I'm like, man, when it comes to trading deadline, I think you got to trade Zach Gallen. Because who
wants him though? Who's going to want him?
Hey, look. There are going to be teams that want a.
Teams could have signed him.
Look here's what I'm going. You know that Corbin Burns is sure to come back.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't disagree.
So now that puts you back in a situation where you have 6 starters. Yeah. Well, we saw that they moved Brandon Pfaadt and stayed with 5. Well, who's leaving? Everyone else is pitching well. Ryan Nelson. You have. We talked about Soroka and Merrill Kelly is throwing extremely well now. So
he's found his groove.
The one guy that's not pitching as well as the other 4 is a guy named Zach Gallen.
I agree.
And he's only here on a 1-year deal. Mm-hmm. And so you're going to lose him at the end of the year. So why wouldn't you trade him to try to maybe get another piece? Because I'm telling you what, one of their deadline pieces from a year ago, Brandon Garcia, their only left-handed reliever, guy's throwing extremely well. Mm-hmm. He's throwing extremely well.
Here, no, I don't disagree with you on the Gallen. I've never been even he had that one phenomenal year, but I'm just like he's not a number 1. He's probably a low end 2, maybe a 3 in Gallen and stuff. And then he's the one I said it several weeks ago when they were all starting to come out of this before we know what they're doing now for a start. And I said, man, get Zach Gallen. Every time he goes on that mound, I just kind of he's on the mound today in Seattle. Yeah. I just kind of like hold my breath, like, well, this might be the game we lose in this series with Gallen out there and stuff to that. So I agree with you on that. But here's the other side and this wild stat. Diamondbacks Stats and Info put this out, I believe, yesterday. Maybe it was this morning. It was this morning. D-backs relievers have logged 179.2 innings pitched so far. That's the second fewest innings pitched in baseball. Only the Dodgers relievers pitched less.
So the
starters are going forever.
But I want to give a tip. I want to give a tip of the cap to Mike Hazen anyway, because I believe Sewald now has 14 saves.
Yes. I was going to say.
Yeah,
unless he got one last night on the off night, which is possible. It's possible.
But even Ginkel's throwing well.
Murillo is throwing well.
Yeah.
The problem, Coop, while you were gone, the problem is they're trying to find places where they can throw these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Guys are sitting for too long without getting into game situations because they don't need them.
Yeah. 6 weeks ago, the concern was they're going to burn this bullpen out. They're going to burn this bullpen out.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, as much as we were poo-pooing on Ketel Marte, I mean, because we already knew the guy can carry you for stretches. Mm-hmm. The dude is on fire right now. My God.
I do want to ask you this because you're around the Diamondbacks, obviously when they've had success, when they weren't very good. You've been in every locker room professionally here. A lot of focus has been on this starting pitching staff since Lovello called them into his office. Do you think there's too much put on that? Do you think there was something said? Do you think there was accountability? There was words said. Do you think it had something to do with the resurgence?
You're talking about Marte specifically?
No, I'm talking about the starting pitchers.
starting
Got an
pitching.
all-starting
Okay,
pitcher.
Well, look, Lavello, he's never been one of those guys that is 1,000% demanding, or he really puts the scare or fright in you.
Yeah.
But I think he talks to the guys professionally,
Right.
and he's challenging. And so when Erod accepts that challenge and goes out and throws well, the next guy in the rotation,
They step up.
Yeah,
I got to do that.
They want to do that, and so now it becomes and look, Merrill Kelly has been unbelievable. I mean, I was wondering. I said, God, they re-signed this guy, and he's horrible.
Yeah. Even when they struggle, quote unquote struggle, like Erod didn't pitch well the other night. I don't know if you saw it. He didn't
but he
pitch
went
well.
6 innings.
6 innings. Yeah, and
only gave up
he
2
kept
runs.
the ER down. But you were like, this isn't an Erod start.
Right.
So even when they're not pitching well, they're pitching well.
Right. Same thing with Merrill Kelly had a bad opening inning, and then he threw the next 7 innings he threw were a shutout ball.
Right.
So you're getting that type of deep pitching from your rotation, and then when you get a hitter like Ketel Marte, who's just carrying him right now, it's unbelievable. But I want another shout out to some of these rookies, the young kids that are coming up. I mean, I've been very impressed, and again, another tip of the cap to Mike Hazen, because him and his staff, they're drafting some kids that, are down in the minors for a couple, 2 or 3 years, save Drew Jones. I don't know what happened to that guy.
Well, he's out of the California League now. He's up into Double-A, I believe. So
is he really?
He's moving up. He's moving up.
All right, well, good. But
He got stuck hitting that cow in the California League there for a bunch of years.
Hey, look, the next guy to come up is Gino Groover, but they don't really have any room for him because I'm gonna tell you something. Nolan Arenado, I mean, I gotta apologize to that guy. I put him in the same category with Santana. Just DFA them right now,
Right.
both of them right now. But man, I tell you what, Nolan. No, I apologize to the dude. I mean, I got to keep it.
He's batting 271.
So that means you got to keep Gino down a little bit longer. Gino's time's not ready.
So again,
Well, then you got Fernandez, Vargas. Fernandez has come back to earth a little bit.
But Fernandez is not going anywhere.
You don't think so?
No.
But Pavin Smith coming back, isn't he the odd man out on that infield?
Pavin Smith's the odd man out.
Because you need. Wow, yeah. Why bring him back then? Why not just DFA him?
Well, no,
Here's the problem.
Pavin has some value, so you can actually trade.
He's going to be a DH. He's going to come back and be the DH.
Well,
Well, here's your problem. You got Pavin Smith coming back. You've got a couple other guys coming. Lawler coming back, and I'm forgetting the other guy off the top of my head right now. But you'll have a 40-man roster, which means you'll have to cut somebody. I got a bad feeling your buddy Barossa, who you and I both like, and I feel like he's not getting enough playing time. I have a bad feeling he's going to be that odd man out to get DFA.
Let's look at it like this. If you got Carroll in right, Jordan Lawler healthy back in center, you got Waldschmidt in left, Tommy Troy and Barossa give you 5 outfielders.
I think Tommy Troy will go down to just keep being able to hit, I think is what they might be looking at.
Yeah.
He would be the one I would send back down just to keep him hitting and say, next injury, you're back up here, kid. Just to make sure he gets the at-bats. Because him sitting on the bench is going to be kind of a... Yeah, but what about Gurriel? Gurriel's the other one that could be coming back.
Gurriel, I've already traded him.
I'm trading him. I'm
trading him at the deadline along with
They
Gallen.
brought him back too early. I'm not even opposed to DFAing him. He's not that much money.
No. I'm trading Lourdes, Gurriel, and Zach Gallen at the trading deadline. I'm going to get something back for the guys. I don't need them. I agree.
I'd rather see Tommy Troy. Even if you miss the playoffs, I'd rather see these young kids playing. And what you brought up on Marte that I wanted to bring up, and then we got some salary cap stuff to hit up before we leave. The thing about Marte that drives me nuts, and tell me if I'm looking into this too much. He's been raking the ball against the Giants and the Colorado, and he's been hobnobbing it around the bases. He's smiling out there. He's hot shotting it around the bases and stuff. When things are going well, Marte is on board and having fun and brings the excitement out there. But when things are bad, he's moping a little bit out there. We need to see more of Marte when things are going well, when things are going bad as well. Because I think it's Corbin Carroll's team, is my opinion. but it's so much better, and you can see the excitement when Marte peps up a little bit out there. And it drives me nuts that he only does it when things are going well.
Yeah, well, look.
That's how I get my daily knock on Marte.
He's not the most charismatic individual to begin with.
But he is when things are going well.
And there's that little language barrier that you deal with as well. So
that's why I'm not talking about interactions and stuff. I'm just talking watch him
his
on
body language.
It's just when things are going well for him, he's just engaged. He's ready for every ball hit to him, and when it's not going well, he's just kind of, I'm here.
Yeah, it might be one of those Randy Johnson situations where he's so talented, so valuable that you have to keep him despite him not necessarily being the greatest.
Right. You're stuck with him. You're stuck with him now because he's going to decide to be traded. So
Well, yeah.
You got to figure out how to work with the guy.
Well, look. Let me tell you something.
Got to figure this out.
Been in the Diamondbacks clubhouse, a locker room, or whatever you want to call it, when Randy Johnson's there. I mean, Randy was not the most amenable person. It wasn't the most the easiest guy.
But wasn't it also known, Coop? Because again, you were around. You were probably back in the World Series. You're probably around a lot.
Absolutely.
And what always fascinated me about that, from my perspective, I was doing a little radio or whatever, and was around a smidge. Randy Johnson's so dominant. All his team needed to do was score 1 or 2 runs, and he would be okay. But the mood around the locker room on the field when he was pitching,
people knew to stay away from him.
Right, and that also put pressure on them. Because some of those guys were fun-loving guys, have some fun, enjoy it. And,
he had Mark Grace on that team.
But
Luis Gonzalez.
Yeah. So it's fascinating how if your best player is moody.
This is my question. Yeah.
Moody, or if your best player is not fun to be around, or what, it can affect a clubhouse.
Well, I think in the case of Randy Johnson, they only had to deal with it once every 5 days.
Yeah.
Because he was like that on game day.
Right.
And then with the media, he could be like that, any other time. Yeah, right. He's just not the most approachable guy. But he was very professional when he went out and did his game, and he understood his obligations to speak to the media afterwards. And so he would own up to his obligations.
Right.
But again, he wasn't an everyday player like Cattell is.
Yeah.
And therein lie could be the difference. You got to deal with a guy every day as opposed to one every 5 days.
Are you telling me that that Randy Johnson didn't take you guys to Tarbell's when you retired?
No, nor did Kurt Schilling.
Yeah. Right. Really quick. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, now Kurt would take the national media to
that he would do. Yeah. Hey, really quick, MLB owners have officially proposed the salary cap to the union. First time since that 94, 95
salary cap.
Salary cap, what'd I say?
Crap.
Oh, well, that too.
I don't know if you're
that
trying
too.
to get a word.
So they say in 2027 they want their salary cap on the high end to be $245.3 million.
How much?
$245.3 million.
How much did the Diamondbacks only paying the one something?
They're at $230 million on their salary cap.
The Diamondbacks
are? Yeah.
Come on, Coop.
I don't think that's a high enough number. Like, if you want the union to bite on this is going to have to be a $300 million number.
Or maybe they said 245, but in their meetings they said we'll settle for 300.
We'll go, right, you go higher.
The Diamondbacks have a $230 million payroll.
Because it factors in.
Coop, this isn't your daddy's Arizona Diamondbacks.
Had a high payroll, But then they have a salary floor of $171.2 million. Is what they propose, and revenue sharing of 50-50.
Is anyone below that floor now?
Like 17 teams are.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, most teams are below it. You have the Dodgers, Mets, and everybody above that number. Right now, I just think that's a low number. When you're above average spending team like the Diamondbacks is already at 230, nobody's going to do that because one $60 million a year player is going to wipe out your salary cap, right? If you're in the Mets or whatever.
That is too low.
But here's my question for you guys. The MLBPA's response to that proposal basically was 2 middle fingers, right? Yeah. We're not doing it. Yeah. We didn't accept it then. We're not going to accept it now. So my question is, because I said we'll probably have a lockout till probably after the All-Star game next year, and then the people will start to cave and stuff like that. Now that you've heard the numbers on the salary cap and what the owners are wanting out there, What's your thoughts on this lockout coming up this year?
Well, a lockout will definitely happen if they're trying to,
It's
propose
coming.
a salary cap with that low number. I didn't realize the Diamondbacks were up to $230 million.
Yeah.
I mean that.
But it's not just it's a 40-man roster, and then you have all the other injured guys.
Yeah, look,
and all that stuff.
and you would also hurt teams like the Mets, the Dodgers, and the Yankees who don't mind.
How do they get below that top salary cap?
Okay,
number?
so just so you know, I just pulled up Spot Track, which is pretty reliable.
They do a good job. That's a good one.
And here's the
Them
payroll.
codified.
So the New York Mets lead Major League Baseball. $334 million is where they're at, and some change. Dodgers are at only $300 million because of the way they structured
The deferred
contracts,
numbers.
yes, that are not included in this. That's
Yeah.
what they're paying this year.
Yeah.
And then your Diamondbacks are at $190 million according to this year.
And
they are
like I
ranked-
said, there's numbers you can do to fluctuate it up or down.
and
but
they're,
even
and they're
190.
ranked 13th in Major League Baseball as far
They're
as spending.
13th in
Yeah.
spending. Wow.
Right behind Boston, San Francisco, Detroit, San Diego, and the Cubs.
See, I don't
Wow.
think if I remember correctly, like Corbin Burns' salary isn't the salary that the Diamondbacks pay right now because he's injured. So they factor it off of the books right now. So when he
Dude,
comes
you
back
can't
in,
do that
because
his money's guaranteed.
He's not on the 40-man roster. Baseball has all these
Wait,
rules.
Corbin's not on the 40-man roster.
Well,
No,
I
because he's on the
think
injured
when
list.
you're on the injured
Oh.
list, you don't take a roster spot.
You're gone. You're disappeared. You're not part of it.
Now he's still getting paid,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't
It
count.
doesn't count for salary cap purposes and stuff to that effect. Yeah.
So three.
Which
So
is the
three-
same thing
that's a
with
stupid rule.
Same thing. Yeah, but it's the same thing with the deferred money in the Dodgers. Otani's only making what 202 million this year. or
But
something?
I agree. Look, I think
Doesn't count on the Dodgers
I think
number.
that's legit because your boy is legitimately only getting paid
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
mu-
so
that-
so
thing-
just so you know, you heard the salary cap ceiling of
245, 243.
They're 334 is where the Mets are at. They're the highest, and then 300 are the Dodgers. And then on the low end, the Miami Hurricanes, or whatever
Marlins.
they are, 78 million.
What? They're at
Cleveland's,
78 million.
Cleveland's at 80, and the White Sox are at 90.
Damn, the White Sox are playing pretty well for a 90.
But
million.
even the Cleveland Guardians, winning that division right now, and they're below that.
Dang.
They're below the floor
Yeah.
that they proposed. as
And,
well.
and
So I'm
that's
just
what the
curious.
players are going to say. The players are going to say it doesn't really matter the salary cap because other than the last couple of years with the Dodgers dominating.
Oh yeah, but if a team and that brings me to this problem. If a team like obviously the Marlins and the Guardians, because they're in first place, if they're drafting well,
Athletics are below that number, and they're
yeah,
and they're winning.
absolutely.
They're second place
If they're
now.
drafting well, then you only pay commensurate to that draft pick.
Until they get
and
to
you,
the fifth,
and you,
sixth
and,
year.
and you bring them up, and so you say, well, look, I don't want to pay this guy that type of money because he's a rookie or a second year or third year player. And we have a system, but I've drafted well, so now you're penalizing me that I'm below this threshold.
Salary floors, all they do is they get teams to pay people that don't deserve big money just to get above that level. Like they go, oh, we'll play McCollum an extra $1 million because we need to get another $1 million to get to that floor,
Right.
and I don't deserve it. But that's what they do because they're not going to go sign a big.
Yeah,
but
that's
the
not right.
Here's the question I got though. The teams that are going to balk on this are the guys playing like Juan Soto making $60 kajillion this year. They want those guys' numbers to come down, and they want everybody else's numbers to go up. So the younger guys to come up and stuff to that. How much power does the guys making $40, $50, $60 million a year have in this union compared to everybody else?
Here's
below
what I'm going
them?
to tell you as far as unions.
That's why I'm asking
By
you.
far and away, the Major League Baseball unit is the strongest.
Mm-hmm.
By and far, they're the smartest. By and far, they're the most stubborn. Okay? And so you couple all that together, they are willing to sit out. I went through the 87 strike in the NFL, the last major work stoppage. And I'm sorry, we were like this folding toothpick house built that all you had to do is click one and the whole house fell. Because we had guys, Coop, I've shared this with some people. We had to sit in our respective meeting rooms and come up with 3 main reasons we're going on strike. We didn't have insurance. We didn't have 401k. We didn't have free agency. We didn't have benefits. Nothing. Do you know if there's a segment of the Buffalo Bills team that wanted $100 more per preseason game? That's what they wanted to fight for.
That's what they're arguing about.
And we're going to battle with billionaires. And the way that the Tech Schramm and that crowd, they had signed the big name guys, the Howie Longs, the Danny Whites, the Cowboys mainly, the Randy Whites, the contracts where if you don't come in, your contract could be voided. And so our strike lasted 3 games. They also had scab players.
I remember this.
Things like that. And while, again, it wasn't really good football, people still watched it because it's football, and we crumbled in 3 weeks. Basically, baseball ain't crumbling.
You don't think with that, so you're saying the big name guys that make the most money, because you can arguably have and I didn't sit down and do the numbers, where you'll have enough guys that'll have to go up in pay to offset, the Juan Soto's not making $60 million a year.
They are every baseball player I've known and everything I've ever read, they are so 100, and if there's more than 100% against the salary cap,
yes,
that they will give up a season to not have a salary.
Is there a chance? I've read some people suggest that there's a chance the strike starts this year. They walk off because they just suggested this, and I don't think that would happen. But
you don't want to give up your $50 million this year.
So now that we know this number that they put out there, I mean, are we talking? Are we revising our strike, and when we'll see baseball next year?
Well, I don't think that when you lay down a contract and you agree with it, players and union, I don't think the players are going to balk before the end of that contract.
No,
and so I don't think. Yeah, and
so that's December, right?
But they are going to have some type of leverage that they're going to use at some point. Mm-hmm. And I think was it Fear that was the I think
Donald Fear.
Was it Donald Fear?
Fehr.
Right.
How do you pronounce it?
I call them Fear. I don't know if it's the right name, but
yeah. Okay. So guys, they. Like Dale said, the players' union in Major League Baseball was, and I remember we had some of it, and I hated this. They had in Scottsdale at a hotel that was hosting it, the players' union, and because the strike was taking place, dude, I would have to go there with a photographer, set up his sticks, everybody set their sticks up, and you just sit. Dude, I mean, I'm sitting for like 10, 11 hours and nothing. The next day, you got to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Every now and again, they would send a representative out to update where you are. Dude, I couldn't handle it. Yeah. It was driving me insane.
It's not a fast-moving process.
Was. Huh?
It's not a fast-moving process.
No.
It's negotiations.
I mean, dang, it was. Yeah. I'm like, dude, I can't handle this.
Really quick before we get out of here, go ahead.
No, because I do want one more thing if it's not what I'm thinking.
No, I got a baseball thing. I was just going to bring up a couple other names that could be out. Yeah.
Finish that.
Tawa and ADC, I believe Tawa's going to go down. He's going to be a guy out in this list. ADC won't be because he's their designated hitter. Him and Pavin Smith will probably be there. Well, but they have an interesting move coming up.
I think Tawa's too valuable.
Robert gave us that.
I think he's too valuable with his versatility.
Batting 190 or whatever.
Well, look. He could be batting 045.
Yeah.
His versatility defensively. Yeah. I mean, the dude, you could put him at third, short. So, I mean, you could put him at any position outside of catcher and pitcher, and the dude plays extremely well.
Yeah.
And so I just think that
they got tough decisions coming up.
And that's good, though. Is that not good?
That's very good.
Yeah, very good. It's not we got 7 guys we can get rid of.
You want that guy. Now here's the deal.
I'd rather see the younger guys. Get rid of these underperforming older guys that have tradable or releasable contracts and get the younger guys up. Let's do it.
ADC is a nice left-handed bat.
And that's why you need him.
But I'm telling you, with the ability to have Ildemaro Vargas as a switch hitter, Ketel Marte and as a switch hitter and stuff, and if you look at how the Diamondbacks, they said, well, look, we don't care if we don't have a left-handed reliever in our bullpen. We're going to start the season with all righties.
Yeah.
I don't think that Lavello is going to feel like he's hamstrung because he doesn't have a left-handed bat. If I were Lavello and Hazen, I would take Tawa's versatility over ADC's bat. But that's just me.
Yeah, I was gonna. Robert brought that up, and that is what I was going to look at as well. Dale, I got Big 12 coaches all raised their hands to expand the playoff to 24 yesterday.
Okay, well, mine is a little more pressing. We obviously could talk about that
No, I know. I'm just
later
saying.
on. But while we have Coop here, what's your take on Steve Sarkisian, University of Texas football coach?
Going back to this.
Sark is he's a unique, different guy. I still remember him not even. I guess he had a drinking problem.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Washington's football stadium still has a drink that you can order named after him.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Because he was such a lush.
Yeah,
They did him in at USC as well.
He's had some personal battles that he's overcome, and I think right now,
And he's a jerk.
I
He
think
hasn't overcome that yet.
right now at the University of Texas, he wants so badly to be the guy that brings Texas back up to the prominence that it once had.
Yeah.
That he circumvents rules. He said, "Look, I mean, he still looks at Texas A&M as a huge rival. I mean, they it's like oil and water, even though they're now in the same
Because they weren't
conference.
there for a few years.
Right.
But here's what I'm getting at, because I want to ask you, just
I don't think he knows where you're going here. Yeah.
So he called out another school in Texas that plays in a different conference than the University of Texas.
He did not name them.
Did not name them.
So it must be Texas Tech or TCU.
Okay, so go with the west one, the further west one.
Okay.
And said that he could play his 2s and 3s and go undefeated against their schedule.
Yeah, if he had their
No
schedule.
way did he say that.
He did say that.
Dude, stop it.
Said it publicly.
And so now Texas Tech has come out and said, hey, we'll buy out our first 2 games. Your opponent, which I think is Abilene Christian, and ours,
I think it's Texas State.
which is Texas State.
I think so.
Let them play each other. We'll give them the difference in money and lets us play. He has not responded yet.
No, dude, I didn't know
Texas
that.
Tech did that
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
They said we'll buy out. They actually not only just said they do it, they contacted both of the other opponents and said, "This is what we're willing to do. Are you guys willing to do it?"
Yeah.
And then they went public with it. So it's not like they said, "Well, let's just buy out." They said, "We've already reached out to your opponent."
So Sark is now on the
On the hook.
Oh my!
So how do you?
goodness.
That's what I was asking Dale earlier. How do you get out of this, Coop? Because normally you could just be like, "Oh, they're just being stupid over there."
Yeah.
So, but they're willing to do it. They reached out to him and everything. How do you get out of this?
I did not know. Well, this is a very interesting situation. I had no idea.
Texas plays Ohio State the second week of the year too.
Right.
So they don't want to go. They don't want to go. Tech and Ohio State.
And by the way, they said we'll play it in Lubbock, or we'll play it in Dallas at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah. But how do you get out of this if you're Tech? You just ignore it. You pretend like it wasn't said. It just the drunkard is maybe he's drinking again and we don't know.
Maybe he definitely bit out a little bit more than he can chew.
I
there.
love the
They
Texas
called
Tech's response.
Texas Tech called and they did so knowing that they don't have Sorby as their quarterback now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, their backup quarterback got hurt last year, and I was reading that he might be ready to go at the beginning of the season. Yeah.
But anyway, I thought that was
That's
fascinating.
fascinating. It is very fascinating.
Because how many times the
the
coaches just yap and screw you, but they
called
yes,
him out. They
yeah.
called him out. Oh,
And
man,
then,
that's
could you
good
imagine though if
stuff.
Texas says let's do it, and then they come out with Arch Manning and the starters,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna go, I thought you could beat us with your 2s and 3s. What's going on here? This is the best development ever. I'm starting to
my
like Texas
God.
Tech and that oil man that's running. the show
Except
there.
for they're going to
Wow.
beat ASU again.
Ah,
Wow. I like that. I'm gonna have to follow that story.
Yeah,
Thanks for that. I didn't know that.
Texas. He said it a couple weeks ago, and then Texas Tech responded yesterday. Yeah. And I read that it took so long for them to respond because they actually reached out to those schools and were like, "What's your buyout?
Take a buyout?
We'll pay it."
And of course, if you're Texas State, you give us the money, and we get to play Abilene Christian. Yeah.
and here's the deal too. Now, if Sark does roll out his first teamers, he's going to look like
he's a lose-lose.
It's a lose-lose for him, and as for running his mouth against the team, I don't know. I know Texas has big money, but Texas Tech is acting like they're so much bigger right now.
Look, when you can pay a softball pitcher.
Yeah.
The type of money that they did
at
Texas
$7
Tech,
million?
Her name is Canada. I think it's Desiree Canada or something like that. It was something along those lines. And when you can do that, you're throwing around some money.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Not even blinking.
Those dollars and change are not manhole covers. They're like feathers throwing that thing out.
But so last thing, the Big 12 coaches unanimously raised their hand to expand the playoffs to 24. I just wanted to say, we'll talk more about it next week. But I just wanted to say they're only doing that because they're not getting two teams into an expanded playoff or two teams into the playoff now. So it's going to save some coaches' jobs and it's going to give pay increase to the coaches if you can get two in, and that's why they want to do it.
Look, we all see how the March Madness works with more teams. I mean, they even I think now expanding to 76. Am I not?
Yeah, that's on table.
They're doing more. They're opening games, but
and what it does, and everyone knows it. Not only does it generate more money, more revenue, but again, more excitement in those respective cities that would normally and schools that would normally not get in. So if you expand,
it just means more SEC and ACC schools or Big Ten schools getting in.
Well, let me tell you something.
They're actually in the basketball one. It's reserved for mid-major schools. It's the bigger mid-major schools is what it's for.
Okay, well that's good. Again, that's good.
And here's the other thing: what I always say about everything, whether it's bowl games in football, whether it's more teams in the NCAA tournament or football. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. All this, it's diluted. If you don't want to watch the first round, you don't have to watch the first round.
Right,
that's up to you.
Right. And if they host it at the school sites, yes. I mean, again,
from what I read, it will be Dayton and another place is what I read it would be at. So it'd be like a neutral site.
Yeah.
Wait. How
you're talking about basketball.
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 Yeah, basketball. I'm sorry,
but and then
football will be home.
And we will leave for the weekend on this question to you two. How many teams do they have to finally get to for ASU to qualify for the NCAA basketball tournament? I still don't. I don't think 76 is enough.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this, and you can mark this, and we can put stake 44 on this. ASU will make the tournament this year.
Woo!
I tend to agree with you. They're going to have the tallest team. They're going to have an athletic team. I tend to agree with you on it right now. I'll tell you this, Coop. I was there last week for Ethan's high school graduation. I've never seen so many people in that basketball building.
Yeah. And they were all dressed as ASU people.
Wow.
Coop, appreciate you. Good seeing you again.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Fitting us in between his cruises here, Bruce Cooper.
I like this Sark thing.
It's great. It's the greatest story out there right now. We got to see how you respond to that. If you're, I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden there's no response.
No.
We're continuing our schedule the way it is.
We're stuck this year.
He's certainly looking like a chicken and backing out now.
Yeah, you don't run your mouth against people that can make things happen. You tend to look like a fool out there. Guys, have a good weekend. Everybody else, have a good weekend as well. We'll be back on a Monday. See you, everybody.